Yes, we're going to keep the ball.
Yes! Go on, Mo!
How are you, Mo?
I'm good, thank you.
Looking amazing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
you're looking $1 million, mate.
Thanks
very much. Don't feel it. But
Been on holiday, mate? You've got a nice wee colour about you.
No, it's the golf.
Oh, the golf.
Played the golf last week, aye.
He lives the life, by the way, just to let you know.
No, I just have to.
Starts about the West End, Janet.
Yeah. Aye.
Come and go as you please, nice life.
Plenty of walks, plenty of coffees. Can't complain.
A lot of golf.
No, it's only my first game this year, so
Right.
I'll be rattling that though. That'll be getting battered. So as soon as the nice weather comes in.
I'd love to see you play golf.
Nah, that's not my game, that. You need patience, that's not me, mate. I like that. Is it what about 4 hours, 5 hours, isn't it? You could be doing a lot of other things, mate.
You can use a scooter. Get a bit.
Tell you,
Your
lads,
dad is your caddy.
No, mate,
Back
I've been
on his
getting...
back.
Mate, the abuse again for that. I was in Buchanan Street and people shouting at a van in front of all the people running about me. Your dad's looking for his gum shield.
Mate, that was genius.
Did you hear it?
That was genius.
Mate,
That was an
honestly,
live one.
They're saying my dad sits in the house during Celtic games and bites down a gum shield. And people are believing it, mate. It's got to stop. This is the day I think we all put our cards on the table and we put an end to the daster.
He was seen crying at London Road Police Station tonight because Cherny soaked him at the game.
Brilliant. Oh, mate. The wee man's been getting absolutely battered.
So have you, though. We need to bring it up. innit?
Oh, mate. As soon as that full-time whistle went yesterday, I must have had at least 20, 30 people commenting about, because I was strong in my opinion, which I got terribly wrong, mate. I said the Rangers...
Can I go 5 at the back?
Can he go 5 at the back because Celtic will kill you, and Rangers, if they go 5, they'll sit in, which they obviously didn't. So I get absolutely battered, mate.
And you said 3-0 Celtic.
3-0 Celtic, aye. Which I don't mean, Neil Lennon said 4-1, so
4-1.
that's what Lennon said, aye.
Bad
But-
day for the Gingers, that, innit?
Oh, fucking hell. But,
But you've said Jenky's the most underrated
I
pundit in the country.
I was going to start off with my pet peeve. Most underappreciated pundit in Scotland.
And what are you basing this on? This is good. I like it.
Well, what's wrong with you coming out and give your opinion that if you think if they play 5 at the back, they'll get battered? That's an opinion, mate. I'm not sure it's a fact.
No, and my reason behind it was because I think Celtic are so strong in the wide areas with the full back and the winger. Then a lot of goals come for there with that sort of underlapping run with the. So I thought Rangers, if they played 5, they'd struggle with that. Obviously, they've got it totally wrong and paid for it, to be honest.
So you just like the fact that you'll gauge your opinion, you'll not just sit on the
100%.
fence.
Come out there and give your opinion. If it's wrong, it's wrong. We get things wrong every week.
No, but it does
Is that
seem
wrong, mate?
recently I've been getting a hell of a lot wrong. If you're going to be that type of pundit and come out and say you've got to be getting at least a few of them right, and recently, my God, Mo.
You must be the same, Mo. Like, give your opinion, that's it. If you get it wrong,
Yeah.
you hold your hands up.
I would like you as a pundit, Mo. I think you'd be
Do
good.
you know what? I would actually enjoy it.
I think you would be good, mate.
Because I'm obviously quite outspoken, but nah. But I'll do my wee bits in the BBC and that. So you need to kind of keep it a wee bit neutral. So
We are going to come to the game, but what was your thoughts before the game in terms of Celtic and Rangers?
to be honest, I fancied Rangers to get a decent result. I mean, if you look at the possession stats now, it looks as if Celtic were decent, but I think overall Rangers definitely deserved it. Like
The best pub in Glasgow, the Clubhouse.
Brilliant.
What a place. Venue situated at the top floor of Princess Square. As always, Open Goal viewers can get 20% off your food bill when you quote Open Goal. I had loads of picture sent us today, people getting money off their food.
Brilliant, that, innit? Especially with some weekend, especially with Old Firm there. The place would have been jumping, as always.
Well, it's International Week site, so you can watch Scotland's doubleheader with Greece in the Nations League playoff on Thursday night at 7:45 and on Sunday at 5 o'clock.
No better place for watching the games and getting a pint and nice food than the Clubhouse, so book yourself a table at the link in the description box below. I want to get to know you as a person, as well as a pundit, so anything in life that really annoys you, pet peeves for calling them.
oh, people FaceTiming in public. Like if you're in a quiet restaurant or something.
It's
What, in a
bad.
restaurant, people FaceTime?
Oh, I struggle with it. I really struggle. But that would be I hate loud noises for some reason. Don't
Stay
know
away
why.
from his arse, mate.
Honestly, any noise just irks the life at me. So,
I've seen this a lot recently. What's your take on this? People wearing hats in restaurants and sitting with their coats on.
What,
eating dinner.
caps or?
Caps.
I don't mean a cap.
You get a good heat of hell, mate.
I think a tammy.
I've wore 1,000 caps in restaurants.
Restaurants when it's a
A
bad
tammy
one.
hat's weird, like the woolly one. That would be weird. But no, a cap. A cap's fine.
See that FaceTiming in public, people text while walking. Just see them they're walking, they've got their head down texting, they just walk straight into your direction without moving because they've got their head on their phone. I hate that.
Used to are quite. I'll be honest, and it might be a wee bit actually. Maybe shouldn't come for his early doors, but used to are quite bad in company when you sit on your phone with me. I don't know if he's like that with
Your
other
personality. It says more about your personality. I'd
I'm
say.
not having that for a minute.
No, I'm telling you, the two of you are quite. Don't know if he's busy or that, but I don't know if it's more he's date with other people or it's just sort of. with me, you're not really.
We'll be doing the register, mate, for the academy.
You're right, actually.
Well, we've got a couple of viewers who are absolutely see the pet peeves I get now, mate. They're fucking genius, honestly. Things people are coming up with. So Jordan McCaughey, say pet peeve, mate. I can relate to this 100%. When you start brushing your teeth, so I'll put it in my perspective. My missus never speaks to me, right? See if it's me and her sitting on the couch, mate, she'd sit on her phone, she wouldn't speak to you. As soon as I start to go brush my teeth, she'll start fucking speaking to you. So when you start brushing your teeth and your missus starts a full blown conversation with you, A, I can't hear a fucking thing you're saying, and I need to stop brushing, and B, you end up spilling toothpaste all over the mirror trying to talk back to her. Does my tits in.
Aye,
100%. I've said it before, my kids as well, never want to talk to you. As soon as your arse cheeks hit the pan for a shite, Dad, what time am I playing Saturday?
They must mean it, eh?
Can I not get a fucking minute to get...
Can I add on to that with another missus one? I don't know if your missus do this, but see if they ask you something and you've not heard them, you say what, and they say it back in the exact same level of voice. They don't speak a wee bit louder. She's talking to me across 2 rooms, right? Saying, can you get that or something like that? No.
Oh, he's got a big house.
What'd you say? And it's the same level. I was like, no, I need you to project a wee bit.
Shower as well, you're in the shower. Water's absolutely battering down, and she's just like what? So you need to come out the shower, you're fucking soaking. You open the door, you're like, what is that? And she's like, oh no, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna fucking go off my tit.
He's one with Arne Douglas go kick.
I need to stop. Like, I'm living in fear that he's going to punch fuck at me.
Last one vote ever.
Casper Schmeichel's Rab Douglas yesterday, mate, try to kick. Remember Rab's goal kicks? Last time I've ever done it on the show. He would stretch and then he would just go. Do you remember Rab's goal kicks?
I do. I wouldn't say that to his face.
No, same. They make me do it every week. I'm fucking living in fear. I've just fucked my trainers. Amazing. Pet peeve for you, mate, Daniel Cameron, when you're in a queue in a shop and the absolute moron getting served decides to have a full-blown conversation with the person serving them after they've got their change. Absolutely ridiculous. Get out the fucking way, stupid.
Aye.
I'm in with that as well.
Do you know what else needs to stop? Do you know this, what I'm going to talk about here? The generic lottery ticket chat. When you buy a lottery ticket.
No.
Do you know what I'm going to say here? Can I get a lucky dip for the night? Give me a tenner of that if it comes in. Every time when you're like that, yeah, I'll come back, I'll give you a tenner. Do you get that now?
Aye. I know what you mean there.
They're obviously kind of waiting for somebody to buy a lottery ticket. A couple more here that are really good. Jordan Sweeney. I don't know if this is a pet peeve or not. When your missus goes to bed before you and you get into bed and she's facing you instead of turning the other way, it fucking kills me.
Nah, I'm no.
No, but so do you ever get that? You go to bed and she's just there, mate.
It's just no.
Do you ever get, or when you just turn over at night, mate, and she's fucking there?
Should they be turning the other way? Surely that'd be weird, no?
I'd prefer to turn the other way when I'm going to sleep. Would you know?
Oh, got to sleep,
aye. Do you think that person that sold the lottery tickets sitting there thinking, hope that guy wins the lottery, and I'll get a tenner of them all.
Brilliant. A couple more. Jordan Lauder, one of my pet peeves is when guys call denims jeans. It's actually the worst thing ever.
No, I would call them
jeans. Would you call it denims or
I would call jeans.
I would call jeans as well.
Where's Jordan?
Denim's more a Glasgow thing, is it not?
I know, I would say jeans.
Aye,
I would say jeans as well, so he's not happy with that. Two more. Alright, mate, pet peeve is when the fourth officials check the subs' boots. Nah, mate, you're not getting on. You've got a pair of Rockports on. It's the Champions League final, you dick. Of course, everyone's
I don't know why they do that. Aye,
mate. Tell me you seen Jose Mourinho. No, we've spoke at Freeze when they did the VAR box. Tell me you seen Mourinho on Thursday.
No,
mate. He was walking out with a fucking 75-inch plasma. He was like that. Mate,
again, massive who she's got on it.
Screen you've ever seen.
What's he on there?
Oh, so big, mate.
What a hero he is, Mourinho,
What a guy.
hero. Last one, Michael Blakemore, because this is me. So he's caning somebody else for it, but I do this all the time. Pet peeve for you, mate, when someone in your family makes dinner and they don't shut up about how good it is. How good was that, by the way? I do that. So see if I make her dinner, mate, and she doesn't say it's amazing, I'll be... You're not going to say how good that was? And I'll go, I would be happy to have this in a restaurant and see if I've made it. That's always my go-to thing.
Price on it as well.
How much?
I'd pay $19.50.
So with that, aye. I'm at that.
When you cook me dinner,
would you buy that for £12 in a restaurant? Aye, that's me.
And then see a couple of hours later, it still gets you. You go, you never enjoyed that. I can tell you never enjoyed that. Did you?
No, I know exactly the same, but I want to ask you more a pet peeve in football.
Good.
And I want to get this out here. Things in the game now that irritate you. Any players, modern day players?
Things that modern day players do,
What's some of the things in football we've had?
I hate this whole cut
Cuts,
socks.
I don't get
socks,
it.
Like,
I don't get it.
It's a fashion accessory, that, mate. And it's nothing to do with your calves getting.
and putting them above your knees as well. That's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
like that.
Like, you're no John Terry, do you know what I mean?
The cut
You're
calves
playing
is mental.
You're playing for fourth and you're things over your
We're
knees.
playing, you could play fourth in the playoffs, didn't I? Because they'll show that before we play
I saw
them.
you a couple of weeks ago. I was really impressed actually. I thought you
Thanks,
was
mate.
really good. You end up getting done in extra time.
game was that?
It was
Oh,
at Queen's
Queen's Park.
Park. I thought you were excellent.
Thanks, mate.
Shape was good. I thought you played well. Just thrown out of steam a wee bit, didn't you? No, I was impressed. Really.
Thanks, mate. I
Can
appreciate
I
it.
just ask, going to Queen's Park, never want to see anybody losing their job. Obviously, Callum Davidson lost their job. And I could ask you, do you think, like Mick's, even yourself, would you like to see a sort of younger coach getting that role?
Tids has fucked it for us, hasn't he?
I know you will only like thank me for saying this, but I have said before that I can't believe that there's no be more talk of him or Mick or whoever it may be being linked with other
100%
jobs.
on me.
And see, to be fair,
You will probably be linked to that one, won't you?
I don't think so, mate. No. We didn't really get like.
but I've also said that you probably know as well, like how good East Kilbride the setup and that is as well, don't you? Like,
definitely.
You've got a plan to go to where these teams eventually are.
I know, like, people may just say it because obviously like, you're close or whatever, but I think you've been so dominant in the league, right? But so somebody say it's the lone league or whatever.
But we should be dominant in the league with the budget we've got yet.
But that's not always been the case with East
No,
Kilbride.
East Kilbride have also had that budget.
But then in the cups against championship teams, I think it's been 3 this season where you've played 4, is it? And you've been outstanding against them. They've still played the same way. So I think a club like Queen's Park, it would be stupid of them for them not to.
More forward-thinking coaches, hopefully, that play a more attractive brand of football.
You still want to get back in more?
Yeah.
As a manager or a coach?
No. That's ship sailed.
Management.
No, I like being an assistant. I like being a supporter.
Why is it sailed if you don't mind us asking?
I don't. I just. It's the needing to deal with budgets, needing to deal with press. It doesn't excite me, to be honest. I just love, honestly, 20 balls, 20 players. That's all I'm interested in, is just making players better. That's the thing that I'm really passionate about. Coming out and speaking to the press and that, nah, it's not for me.
I'm the same.
Were you similar to that?
I'm similar to that. Dealing with like boards and budgets.
Not for me.
Nah, I'm the same.
Aye.
So
Speaking to the
just
press,
work behind the background, support the manager or whatever. Aye. I'm quite relaxed, like you say. I'm walking about the West End playing golf. It's just relaxed for a minute, but I'll get back.
It's mad how much it takes you your life, mate, innit?
Football.
Yeah. Even when you're
Even when I'm
management more than anything that.
But that's what we've chosen, isn't it? So it's that's your passion.
Do you still get it as a coach?
Not as much. I enjoy it much more. Same with similar more. Like as a manager, mate, oh my god, what it does to you is incredible. It genuinely, takes over your full thinking, mate. Can't think about anything else. I mean, 24 hours a day, you can't think about anything else. Because like you say, there's always something that needs to be dealt with. Buzz or training or kit or off.
Team sheets.
Team sheet.
That's
Oh,
another.
at that level, you need
There
it.
you go. Talk about pet peeves. How can we not have a system? You need to fill out, even at League One level, you're filling out team lines.
Yeah.
Like Charlie Adam had to just handwrite it. Like surely there's a system nowadays you can just set it up, bump, send in. No.
Charlie's defo for spelling mistakes, innit?
No, he would actually he would get the squad list up and just do it. Obviously, bang on, but that's archaic for me. So that's another pet peeve for you.
And you've obviously just finished working with Charlie and Ross Wallace, who I love to bits. How was your time at Fleetwood?
It was good. It was a good experience. League One, League Two. Another kind of understanding of how that works. In terms of the level, the level was not bad, by the way. Like when we played Hearts pre-season. Did you play against us?
No, it was like 3-0 or something, wasn't it? He's won 4-0 or something.
We like they couldn't get near us, and we were basically League Two side. So you know, and there's but I was pleasantly surprised how good it was. The training facilities at Fleetwood as well were the Premiership
I've been doing
facilities.
it.
Really good. And yeah, I just love being in football, and that's the hard thing now. 3 months out it, starting to get a wee bit itchy. I want to get back on the grass again. So.
Who would take the most of the coaching? Would it be you yourself?
It was Ross and I would do it. So it was basically.
So Charlie, a bit like.
Charlie was more like I would say the figurehead, and we were the kind of nuts and bolts. Ross and I. Ross was typically take kind of finer third entries, whatnot, and I was more the kind of structure stuff behind it. But he was one that really impressed me, honestly. And when I actually apologised to him because I kind of pigeonholed him before. I thought, Ross, is he going to be a wee joker guy? Is he? Absolutely not. He was amazing on the grass. Really good. And he's one that people up here should if there was coaching positions, he would be one that I would definitely put my name to.
He said company changed his whole way of thinking about the game, didn't it?
Yeah,
he got some at Burnley, didn't he?
Yeah, and obviously I've got a hard drive that I just nick all that stuff. Some of the stuff Vincent Kompany was showing and doing, the real deal, by the way.
Scary,
I thought he was excellent. Really,
if you want to see a scary hard drive, mate,
I
check
knew
his
it, as soon as hard drive came out there, me mad dad were getting linked to that. And I need to say, did you get to the bottom of the seat being wet on Monday? Mate, how did that happen? Remember
Mate, you know what happened, mate.
What is it?
So we
Mate,
went
don't even start.
I went in a living game. Andy was obviously doing it for the BBC, the game. So it was about 11 o'clock at night, he's dropped me off. But when I've came out his seat to get home, the seat was fucking ringing.
See, it was passion wet, mate.
No, but
But it wasn't even raining that night.
I didn't piss myself, so I don't know what it could. I genuinely didn't, so I don't know what it could have been.
Did you smell it?
Put it in the
You
chat.
put it in the chat. Did you smell
Why
it?
would I smell it? I thought you pissed yourself. So I wasn't going to smell it.
I swear to
I
God.
took a picture straight away. I was like, saying, what the fuck's that?
See, when somebody gets in your car and leaves at a mess or that, mate, what's wrong with you, man?
By the way, how good was he on Monday?
He's
What a
flying,
pundit, top pundit.
I can't believe you came to that.
I know, mate.
Yeah.
He's like to me the whole night, like, it'll be amazing. As soon as the game finishes, like, mate, why did you come to this game? As soon as it finished.
It was freezing.
Oh, Baltic.
Sunderland's trainers completely baffled me.
Who?
Johnny Sunderland.
Nike Air Max?
Nike Air Max.
I don't even notice.
We'd never
Aye.
put him in a pair of Nike Max.
Shouldn't
But we
be
done a
wearing
day
them.
in the life at Livingston. It's going to come out soon. Him and Martindale together, mate, is...
Good.
Oh, it's
Mate,
like,
people will-
it's like father and son, innit? He genuinely loves you.
Nah, he properly, like, I don't know if maybe it's, he thinks I'm maybe a wee bit mentally scarred though, and he's took me aside. And I sometimes go into Livingston, maybe a couple of times a week, but he's been unbelievable with me. He really has. He even texted me after we went in on Friday and said, wherever I go in my career, you'll be welcome to come out with me.
Love
Which
played
is
some good
amazing.
stuff. First
Aye,
half.
They're
Some
brilliant.
good stuff. Wee Stevie Kelly was really good.
Aye, good player.
I think it could be done, no really, and I'm
Falkirk have won it, mate.
devastated.
I
Finito now.
cannot wait to see Falkirk in the Premier League next year, and I'm going to make a bold statement now. They'll finish in the top 6.
Wow, that's
Well, that's the trajectory they've been good. Is that the first time a team's came up for
They'll
League
end up
One
even
Championship?
they'll end up even going up
Sorry?
Is that the first time a team's came for League One?
to the Championship double promotion.
Correct,
I wouldn't say it'd be
maybe.
the first time, but very rare, isn't it?
Brilliant, innit? And the way they play as well is excellent. They'll be great for the league.
Incredible job. Charlie Adams has moved on to be the set piece coach at Everton. Would you ever do something like that?
Nah.
What would be more involved?
Yeah. I just, that's, I know it's a massive part of the game and that set plays, and it's not something I particularly enjoy. But stuck in an office evaluating 120 free kicks, 120 throw-ins. Nah, no for me that.
Think the amount of peanuts Charlie's going to get through watching set pieces in it. You just imagine he would need a bag of peanuts watching any in Charlie, wouldn't you?
What's this?
You said that, not me.
I don't know if I'm being a cynic here, but set piece coach, I still can't get my head around it. I genuinely can't. I just think I think I could be a set piece coach tomorrow, genuinely, with no coaching
Anyone
experience
could
or no
do it, couldn't
managerial
they?
experience. I don't think you need to be a genius to analyse set pieces and see where there can be strengths and weaknesses. And by the way, it took you within 5 minutes to watch a Liverpool Newcastle game with it, saying, oh, by the way, Alexis McAllister, man Martin Dan Burn, nah, there's a weakness straight away.
Think about a Dan Burn.
So it's like, I don't know, I can't get my head around the set piece stuff.
I mean, it is. I mean, at that level, it is. I mean, it's the balls out to play for 30 minutes anyway in a game, so that there is a need for it. As such.
Aye,
but
like,
Coach should do it.
you don't need to be a genius to be a set piece coach, do you?
no, because it's basically it's controlled environment, isn't it? So, but at that level, when there's so much money to spend,
Oh, aye,
you
definitely.
probably would have it for that one or two advantages you get in a game. So, I understand why it is, but at Scotland level, like, are Dundee going to have a set place coach with
No.
the budget they've got? Probably not.
No.
So,
Well, at Broomhill, I tried to get them to do one set piece, mate,
None
between
is.
the three of them.
3 or 4 is.
He's got a set piece for this week, but
Your turn. That's what you used to say. It's just your turn. All the time. Fucking disgrace. Not out the 4 is, none is good there.
well, I love shot. I'm obsessed with shot. I'd play shot every time, but
Even for a corner.
fair corner,
the stats go against putting it in the box.
I'd play
Few
shot every
corners?
time.
Aye,
It's about
shots.
1 in 37 ends up like a goal for you.
Surely Arsenal
A
would
corner.
sort of go against that. Or would they not?
Yeah, but they're the specialists, aren't they? But in general, I think the stats were a few years ago. It's maybe changed now, but there was
No,
about
it's
1 in
still the
37,
same.
Is it?
something like that.
See the
don't
amount of
like
times
that.
we get caught in the counter attack when we cross the ball at the box for a corner. It's incredible.
How many have
Is
you got
that not
there
your
to the box?
organisation behind the...
Good,
Well,
Andy.
you can only give them information of when the ball breaks. This is what I want you to do, but
Did you
it needs
see?
to happen on
Did
the
you see?
pitch.
Did you see? I know we're getting a wee bit away first here, but did you see Hibs go at the weekend?
I know how open are they?
Somebody's not done their job right. I'm not saying for that. There's no way Derek McInnes has set up his team like that at the edge of the box and try to cut one back to the penalty spot for a finish. And
But do you think Hibs have recognised that Kilmarnock will try that? Because it did seem like Hibs were ready to pounce as soon as that pass was played.
Maybe but they still must have somebody that's going to safeguard if that goes wrong.
If somebody
they had no one at the edge of the box.
Yeah.
So Hoylett nicks it and they go 3v1, 8 yards up the pitch. So something must have went wrong there.
Amazing. We played you in Cowdenbeath, Lowland League. How did you find that experience? As tough as we did?
At Cowdenbeath? I liked it.
Did you?
I actually enjoyed it. I really did. But I think like we were like 10th or 12th in that budget, even in the Lowland League. Even though when you come down, we were still like the team's budgets in the Lowland level are phenomenal.
I know they're good.
But you guys were wiping the floor with most teams, weren't you?
At the start, we were tits up.
Yeah. But no, I enjoyed it. Listen, don't get me wrong. Like playing some pitches, you go, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Like training on a Tuesday and freezing cold AstroTurf. I'm just like, oh. But it kept me in the game. I made a lot of good contacts. Obviously, the chairman was a phenomenal man, Donald Finlay. What a guy. And I've got friends that I still keep in touch with now. So, what do we call Jack? He's at Livingston as well. Big Colin. He's a decent coach as well, by the way. So yeah, I think even funny experiences, they're good experiences. So, are you a better coach after being 18 months at that level? Of course you are, because you're getting more hours in the grass, dealing with different people. And that was the thing as well, when you're dealing with people that are working, like white van men, you know what I mean? They're brickies.
Did you have Ross McCormick? That's what he's doing now.
Is he?
But there's all sorts going on in the back of the van.
Are you?
Serving people's asses.
Like you're trying to say boys to be professional, like they're eating out a garage on their way home from work, and you're asking them to be professional and run and do everything right. So it's always a balance.
I think it's hard though, Ross, because you've played it.
Ross?
More Ross. We know each other.
You've just full named them.
More Ross. You ever been called that?
Aye.
Aye, see, me never tight. Do you think it's hard because of the level you were at though, mate?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Because I think Barry Ferguson, maybe you're seeing him be a better level player.
Barry would only be probably angry at the execution, but at the end of the day, if somebody puts it over the bar or puts it in the back of the net, you can't control that as a coach. And it's about making peace with that. It's about controlling your ego in that moment for me. Whereas you're like, yeah, but he's no Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, so what am I comparing him to? But I can control the movements of this guy. I can get him into positions to score a goal. But do you think it's hard though, the way they live? Do you know what I mean? What we're saying there, top pros want to get better and better, and these guys are maybe nothing against them. Sometimes that's why I always like the younger lads, guys that maybe falling out of academies, like Ross McKeever, like these type of guys, they get a second wind.
Yeah.
But no, it's just being involved in football. I just love it. But I think maybe the level was quite low. But seeing average players with average mindsets and putting them into shape and getting it to work, it's quite satisfying. Even though you get beat 1-0. I mean, the amount of games we played that you're thinking, how have we been beat there? Just because another player was a better player sticking to the top bin, and all your work that week still worked, but you get beat 1-0 because somebody's got better quality than you. So
just quickly want to ask you something. Sorry, Neil, mate.
No, see, just you talking about as well the standard of the surface and that, because I've watched loads of them and see some of the pitches, how hard it is. Does that affect how you want your team to play?
100%.
Because I think even for like us young coaches, whatever, and you think you want your team to play this certain brand of football, which to be expansive and attractive, but some of the pitches just doesn't allow you to be that, does it?
Not at all. So what happens is, I would then say that my pattern start for the halfway line. We play here, we're going to have security behind it, and when we land on it, here's what we want. Because then it's the final third kind of stuff, so it's a wee bit more. But I'm not going to ask a goalie to roll it out and centre backs.
Stephen Robinson's kind of that same mentality, isn't he? When we went and spoke to him, he was more about getting the ball to that area of the pitch, and then it's the pattern start there. It doesn't start there, it just starts higher up the pitch. Basically,
and if you look at his team, everybody's 6'2" in his team, so he's got that structure. Stephen Robinson for me is a very, very good coach, very good manager, and I think he deserves a crack at the, don't want to be disrespectful to St. but one of the bigger clubs like the Hearts, the Hibs, Aberdeen's. I do think he's earned his stripes.
Is he the best manager you worked under, Mo?
Yeah.
Just in terms of what, like you say, the level of detail and...
Type of man he is. He empowers his staff. So I think he's excellent, and St Mirren are I think very lucky to have him. I know the results have dropped off a wee bit, but there's going to be that. I mean, you look at the budget Aberdeen have got, like 12 million up there now. 12 million. Stephen Holmeson's probably off at 2.5.
Paying fees for loads of players as well.
So I think he's punched above his weight for long enough, and I think it's time that he should maybe get another crack at it.
They're always extremely well organised against Celtic Rangers, aren't they, St Mirren?
Every
Off a
sort
ball.
of guy that comes on always say they're sort of one of the hardest teams to play against.
Everybody's
coming on the
they
pod.
dread that fixture, don't they, people?
Aye.
And he always speaks outside his sometimes.
And they're always the best team, aren't they, in every interview.
Every interview, they're the best,
Always
the better team. I love that as well. I wanted to get you, before we go into the Celtic Rangers game, wee Ross McCormick's statement that Moles would have been better than Larsson if he never done his, was it his ACL?
Different players.
Larsson also broke his leg, didn't he?
Aye, double
Double leg break, Wee man never mentioned that, did he?
Must have been a bad night for him.
Moles was different class.
Mikey was special, but I think
Larson's just
a generational great. You know,
Yeah,
you can't take that away for the guy, because he went to Man United and Barcelona, you know what I mean?
I hope Ross enjoyed his last ever podcast last week. Hopefully he does well in the future. Right, on to the game, Celtic Park. Rangers obviously win 3-2. How surprised were you with the way the game played out?
You want to start, Paul?
Who
I
wants
don't
to
know if
start?
somebody's left that there for a reason for me. Somebody's just
Down it, go.
I feel like down it after my comments.
Down it or sit on it, hurry up.
Suck it. I couldn't believe. I was totally baffled how Celtic haven't learned for the last two Old Firm games, the way sort of Rangers are going to come after and press them, how they've no changed it. And I can't work at that level. The quality manager Rodgers is, the quality of the players, that they've not understood that Rangers are going to come with that game plan. Maybe the goal, I remember the early goals maybe spooked Celtic. I remember last year at Ibrox when Maida scored early, I think Tavernier caused the goal early, and Rangers that first half were all over the place. I don't know, maybe that could have a big impact in the first half. Second half they were better, but the first half for me was embarrassing. Listen, Rangers were excellent, but from a Celtic point of view, I thought they were shocking first half.
We'll get back to the Celtic point of view. See, for the Rangers point of view, were you surprised at how aggressive he was in his press? Literally was man for man over the pitch, wasn't it?
No, because I think Barry's just trying to build on that kind of good feeling that's in the building at a minute. And I think if you then go into that, sitting back in, it doesn't feed into that, if you know what I mean. So let's go, let's stand toe to toe. You know, Rangers competed in very well. I think they were good in the middle of the park as well. But for Celtic to lose a header at a set play from Raskin, I know he's got a decent wee leap, but how that's possible from Celtic point of view, they'll be disappointed with that.
Supposing it was Charlie Adam that sent that one over.
So Peter will win it.
It was excellent.
Great.
Rangers out of possession were outstanding,
So
especially the
aggressive,
first
weren't they?
half. But what I liked for Barry Ferguson is they changed their press for the Fenerbahce game. So they were in the back five, but they had Dessers as the lone striker, and they had the 2-10s sitting off the deepest six, and they were trying to guide the press one side and go. But yesterday, Dessers and Cherny went up against the two centre halves. Diamande sat in Engels, and they just allowed Schmeichel to have the ball. And the only one they had was that clip out to the fullback or the wing back, and the wing backs just jumped. But that for me, again, if I flip it to the Celtic side, is you must have a plan for that.
I know that if Rangers do this is what we're going to do.
And I'll hold my hand up and say that I never thought that Celtic minus Callum McGregor would be that ineffective, probably the wrong word, right? But I've heard for months that people tell me that Engels is a 6. I've watched him for one game, he's not a 6. He's not a 6 for me, no chance. Because it's no good enough to just be man-marked by a player and say, right, I'm man-marked, I can't get the ball. You need to then try and move him out, take him places he doesn't want to go, and try and get the ball a different way.
Yeah.
How many times do we see Callum McGregor go in between the two centre-halves to get the ball? Or once it goes to a full-back, he'll make that run as a running eight
Out to
almost
the
for the
false
60,
full-back.
like carry with the ball. But I thought Engels just stood in the middle of the pitch and made it almost impossible for Celtic to build.
Do you think Celtic should have been slightly more direct, though, to miss out that press?
Well, I thought they would be once Ida came on the pitch.
Well, see when their wing back jumps to the Celtic's full back, you're 3v3 at the top end of the pitch then, aren't you? So there was no plan in place that if their wing backs jump, we're getting the ball to the front three this way. But the worrying thing is, like you say, is that it's happened in the last two games and they've done the exact same thing.
I'd argue the last 3 games, even the final, I
Final,
thought Rangers were arguably the better final as well.
But I mean, that's what we tactically, but individually, my God, how poor they were. Honestly, Alistair Johnson, it's if he had never played.
That's the poorest I've seen him.
The full back part for I think Big Narocki was quite good, wasn't he?
Aye.
He looked sort of the best at the back four. Schmeichel was all over the place. Don't know what happened to Kuhn. Looked terrified. Celtic looked terrified. I thought that first half, just as if they didn't want to go on the ball, didn't want to make things happen. far too slow. That passing the ball back the way drive me insane. But I don't.
You see the whole with Callum McGregor thing. Callum McGregor played the last 2 games and it was the exact same.
You can't.
They had more. I still thought maybe not so much. Maybe not so much the Ibrox game. But I thought they still had more controlled moments. You know what I mean? I actually thought yesterday, whereas they never had any passage of play out with the second goal, and I think there was a passage of play like 2 minutes before the second goal, but. Like you talked about the possession stats, they were meaningless possession stats yesterday. It was like I'm arguing that 40% of the 70% was with Kasper Schmeichel's feet. How many touches did Kasper Schmeichel get?
Constantly had the ball.
You know exactly what one I'm talking about in the first half. How many times did you see Celtic go back to Kasper Schmeichel and the 2 centre halves sprint out wide, the 2 fullbacks sprint out wide? Mate, they were just ambling back. Kasper Schmeichel, you could see him like pointing.
He was spouting to make an angle, wasn't he?
Get back, make an angle, but they just. I don't know if it was maybe the case of being spooked like you said.
You can't, but the one with McGregor, listen, he offers a quality player, you're going to miss him, but you can't make it as an excuse. The last goal for him at Ibrox, Rangers had a makeshift back 4. Kelly came in for Butland, your main goalkeeper, and Rangers still win the game 3, was it 3-0 or whatever, 2 years. So you can't make it as an excuse. Celtic have got enough quality to come in and play a lot better than that. First half, you can lose games of football. We all know that, but you can't. That's not acceptable at the first half performance.
Well, see, the spook thing, you're a good one to ask because you've obviously played in these games. Have you ever like prepared for a game and this is how we're going to play, this is what we're going to do, and then something happens early on in one of these games and all thought process goes out the window? Can you relate to that?
What I found it strange is normally the first 10 minutes at Celtic Park's crazy. Like any team that goes there, you're thinking, oh, this is going to be a long 90 minutes, really, but it wasn't at all. But how can you be spooked? You're 16 points clear in the league. Like that should be like a pre-season friendly type feel that just give me the ball. 16 points, we're going to win the league anyway. That's what it looks like. But no, but again, I think Rangers need to get a bit of credit. I think since Barry and his staff have come in, they look more organised. Definitely do. It looks like there's a plan. They're willing to tweak it game to game, which I think you've got to when you're playing against good sides like Fenerbahce and Celtic. And obviously I know Neil McCann's got his hands on that, and it shows. They're doing well actually. But in these games, it's just about winning. 3-2, get up the road, you've got your points, but the first time to do it in 20 years or something.
Aye.
The energy is changing. There's definitely the energy changing. I've been at the Ibrox a few times of late. There's something in the building that's something. I can't put my finger on it, but it feels, this is good.
Since Barry, Barry's took the job?
Yeah, and even like speaking to staff around the place, there seems to be like a breath of fresh air being blown through the whole building. And that's like the chefs, the guys at the front door, there seems to be a wee change in there. So,
see, the fact that Celtic have now been beat the last 2 games, one under Philip Clement and Barry Ferguson, but who's this on, do you think? Players, manager? I know people say it's as a whole, but is it the fact that, like we say, they've played the exact same way 3 times now against an aggressive press? Is that the manager that needs to take blame for that?
Well, they've came up against an aggressive press in the Champions League though, and dealt with it well. So again, I couldn't really put my finger on why it's happening in these games against Rangers, because Leipzig pressed them high up the pitch. Leipzig pressed them all over the place. But Celtic will come
but see, against Leipzig, Andy, with they not going in behind as well, they not mixing up a wee bit more than they have against Rangers.
Aye, maybe. And I thought the only threats that Celtic had in the first half, albeit they never really created much from it, was kind of Maeda running behind. I think McKibben drops one over the top. But the first part needs to be right. And the first part for me happened where McKibben took it in a tight area, took it in the half turn, beat the press, and then played it over the top. So it's that initial bit, but I don't think Celtic's build up at all. They never got their build up spot on at any point. Kyogo? Well,
you think they missed Kyogo?
Get right on board,
100%. About his
in terms of what though, when you're saying they're missing Kyogo? Because what does he give you? Maeda does that.
But he played the last game though, didn't he? In the last, even he played the cup final as well, am I right? There?
Yeah.
Aye. I just think I loved the both of them playing. I just thought it was so hard to stop them. Kyogo's movement I thought was second to none. I actually felt Celtic didn't use him enough. He's moving in behind. At the last couple of Rangers games, I don't think they used it anywhere near enough. I
would say it was being more off the ball than Kyogo in terms of the press.
His press was great.
I think Jota and Kuhn press as well as Maeda does. Whereas I think when you had the 2 of them up there, the press was so much better, wasn't it? More aggressive.
And that spooks you as a centre back or a full back as well when they're running at you at full speed, because it's half a second, bang, they're on you. So I think they do. I think they
scored so many goals for Rangers as well, Kyogo.
Yeah,
didn't he? At his time at Celtic.
But even off the ball with Celtic, like you look at Rangers pressing, every time the ball's coming to a Celtic player, there's a Rangers player there for him. Look at Rangers second goal. Ball goes out to Tav and Sloop's jogging it.
then Raskin runs off Engels.
Raskin runs off Engels, so that from that side of the game would come for the players for me.
Mm-hmm.
In a game where everyone was questioning Rangers' legs after Thursday. Know what I mean? So going 120 minutes against Fenerbahce, will they be leggy, will they be tired? And to fair, Barry Ferguson says all week, didn't he? He says that that's not an excuse going into this game. It's you're playing on adrenaline, whatnot. And again, I don't think Rangers looked I thought Raskin yesterday was incredible.
I was going to say, who's the standouts? Raskin,
I thought
Diamande.
Raskin was unbelievable. Diamande, you know what I think of Diamande. I love him. He's probably one of my favourites to watch in terms of this Rangers team because I think he's so good in tight areas of the pitch. But I thought Raskin's energy levels, I think it's so difficult against this Celtic team when you play in the middle of the pitch because 9 times, I know it never happened yesterday, but they move the ball so quickly, and I just thought Raskin was doing 2-3 people's jobs so many times yesterday. Couple of times in the second half where Daizen Maeda gets isolated 1v1 with Sterling or Tav, Raskin straight over, doubling up as soon as he cuts inside, wins the ball, wins a foul. I thought he was man of the match by a country mile yesterday.
Yeah, but you would expect that from your 6 anyway, wouldn't you? If it does go in the wide area, he's got to be. As soon as you come inside, you've got to be met with a man. But I like he's starting to make forward runs way more often now. That's obviously the second goal comes from him just taking off, leaving him in behind. But I still think Celtic's shape is poor in that situation because if I'm a 6 and I've got a centre half in there picking up nobody, I'm passing him on there.
Mm-hmm. So you're passing Raskin on to Carter Vickers?
Absolutely. So you think about this, right? So say he doesn't pass him on, right? He matches him. That centre half wins that header. Who's at the edge of the box now then?
Yeah.
So do you think that's a lead?
You've got to trust your centre back's going to deal with that. So when you do head out, now you're landing on it. Now Celtic are playing again. So for me, especially if it's a back 5, I know Celtic didn't, but if it's a back 5, I'm expecting my centre halves to be dealing any forward runs for midfielders.
And then Johnson should be further over, shouldn't he?
Yes. That's a domino effect after that.
Just on the second half, did Celtic change it, or do you think that Rangers?
No, Rangers came off it, didn't it? Rangers looked tired.
I think they were tired the second half.
I don't know if it was maybe trying to preserve what they've got, being 2-0 up at that time, but
human nature.
They were certainly 10 yards deeper than they were in the first half. But again, for all the possession, what did Celtic
create? A lot of chances, was there?
Arthur Johnson's got a massive chance in the last minute. That's a huge chance. But other than that, I don't really think. Butler makes a brilliant save in the first half for Hatate, and then
Navrocki has a header, but it's right at Butler in the corner.
That's a cracking save, to be fair.
For Hatate, great save.
He's come back into form actually the last month. He's got to be a bit better, I think.
But do you think he's got better, like you said, because they've been organised in front of him as well?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Maybe he's a bit erratic for a while under Kilmarnock when they were all over the place.
I like the look of the 5, I really do.
Yeah.
I like the look of it. It looks really solid. I mean, I think at Ibrox, if against any other team than Celtic, I think they're going to be playing a 5 at home. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. So I think that'll be just strictly for Celtic and in Europe.
See, in the long term, do you think they will get better on the ball? In terms of, like you said, Neil McCann, his idea of football at Dundee, they played out for the back at Dundee, didn't under McCann. Can you see Rangers eventually doing that under this management team?
I think they'll just glide the way they're going at the moment. The big decision for the club is Barry going to get the job full time? And then if that comes, then you're going to have a full summer to work on things. You can get your 4-3-3 people in and play and work it from there, and Neil's certainly capable of that. But at the minute, Barry's just got to be. I think he's behaving really well, by the way. I think he's speaking really well in the press. He doesn't look fazed at all by it, by the way. I've been impressed by how he's handled it. I mean, he's done an interview every two days, basically. But he's got good people around about him. And I think if he keeps going the way he's going, he's definitely going to be an option for the board.
I thought the decision to switch Sterling and Tav was a brilliant decision as well.
Is it put back Tav as a wing back?
I thought on Thursday, I thought the back 5, I thought the 2 wing backs in the back 5 didn't offer any attacking output for Rangers, just because effectively Sterling's a full back, and he's a brilliant 1v1 defender. But I thought Tav offered them that much more athleticism going down the right hand side, and then Sterling defensively. I think, see, we get even games that Celtic have dominated, which there's obviously been plenty. I think Dujon Sterling's always done well in these games. I really do. And that clearance in the first half off the lines,
that's brilliant.
Unbelievable. That's just athleticism.
Aye. Because by the way, how many times you see them an own goal as well? If you attempt to clear that off the line, so he's done so well to divert that off target.
Well, could he get the job?
I mean, I said last week, I just think they would go with somebody that's maybe done more and been a manager, but I've been so impressed. Even the way he speaks, what you said, was even Clement all season, the amount of excuses he's made. After that game of the Thursday night, talking about would he be tired. He didn't give the players an option of that. There's no chance. And then I loved him even before the games, like we're here to win the day. So I just think he's speaking very well. Obviously, tactically, I mean, we keep on hearing about he's brought character to Rangers, which he has, but tactically he's got it spot on. Obviously, going through with Fenerbahce and then again yesterday.
Is your worry though that other managers have came in and had that bounce initially, but then when it's came to actually starting head to head at the start of a new season, it's not quite worked?
Could be, but at the end of the day, he's been brought in to steady the ship, and it's absolutely been achieved. And I think we're quick to look what's happening over there or in Europe and that. Winning games, you beat Celtic, you've gone through in Europe. It's looking good, I think. And I think like that first game in Fenerbahce, they were absolutely phenomenal. So they've come in and they're doing what they're doing. They're doing well. They're winning games. They've got the place believing again. The fans are right on board at the moment. So why not?
I've seen people going, maybe if he doesn't get the job, make him part of the coaches.
I don't know.
He can't be that guy, could he?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's that guy.
I think he's a lightning rod. That's his role as such. Lightning rod, staff around about him to go and do the nuts
coaching
and bolts.
side things.
Yeah, I think so. And that formula seems to work so far.
What's your thoughts on it?
Do I think he'll get the job? I don't think he will. No.
Why not?
No, that's just my opinion. I just don't. I don't believe he will.
What would be the
because
reason?
I just think these investors are going to take over. I think will want a star-studded name. That's just my opinion. But listen, all Barry Ferguson can do for now while he's in interim charge is create the best CV package possible in that 3 months that makes it impossible not to give him it. So see if they go with an unbelievable unbeaten record and they beat Celtic again at Ibrox and get to Europa League final again. I think it then becomes nearly impossible not to give him the job. But right now, I'm saying I don't think he will. But I get this. I don't think this is a time at all to be even remotely negative when you talk about Rangers. But I think Rangers' struggles has been against everybody else. Breaking down that low block and trying to break teams down. So I still think there's that's still to come. Like, can they go and do that for now at the end of the season? Which I think they will. But I think they've been, they have been good in Europe recently. We've talked about the last 3 Celtic games. So I think it's for now. That's where these players have been are needing more challenge against.
That's what I was meaning when I asked you about Barry in terms of on the ball. Is that coaching staff capable of coming up with an identity where they are playing attacking football, breaking teams down at home?
I think it's. Yeah, I mean, I do think they're capable. I mean, Barry's obviously clearly he knows his football, and he's got Neil McCann in there that's actually got the hours that maybe Barry doesn't have. Billy Dodds, he's got the hours and he's been doing it for years as well. It's a numbers game for me. Like, never for me. Rangers should be sitting with 2 centre midfielders at Ibrox. It's no chance. Sit holding ones. For me, we've got to let off the shackles. You've got to get 5 in the front line, minimum. I mean, I looked at Dundee yesterday. Was it the first goal? Dundee had 5 people in that box that were willing to go and score a goal. 5. Normally you're asking for 4. But sometimes this season I've been looking. Tav's took a touch and there's 1 in the box. I'm going, that's fundamentally flawed. So I think it's a numbers game. You've got to get Czerny higher up the pitch. You've got midfielders crashing the box from making forward runs, and every single time Rangers centre-backs have got their foot free, it should be going forward. Now, I'm not talking about clipped forward. We've got to be going forward. The amount of times that goes back to goalkeeping and stuff at games, I don't know for me.
Because would you agree with me? I think it's easier to coach off the ball than on. I think the elite coaches are the ones that can, like Guardiola, who scores a certain amount of goals a season.
Yeah, but guys like that will be saying that it's their job to get you in the final third. So it's for me getting them in the final third with the structure behind it, and then it's that individual brilliance. It's that muscle memory that he's hit the back of the net. But if he's IGAMANE, for instance, for me, 10 weeks ago was guilty of going to fullback areas and wingers and no. Stay between the sticks. So you need to get four men between the sticks, statistically, for you to have a chance of scoring goals for me. And I think Neil McCann and the staff in that will definitely be capable of getting the numbers. And then you'll see the goals coming. But it's all starting from that, getting people in the forward areas.
What did you think for did you have any positive for a Celtic perspective? Like, Naroki was good, no? I thought Naroki was
very
and needs to gel that fringe. That would be the only thing. I thought it was his first day of school, mate.
Terrible like that.
Considering he's played 0 minutes this year as well, by the way. 0 minutes and then the first game.
Again, the surprising thing with Rodgers as well is, like, he's brought the boy Dane Murray on before Naroki and started him.
Rafe
and Villa, he brings him on and Naroki doesn't play. Strange. No?
I just don't. No, definitely. I don't know why he looked really good yesterday. I just don't get these performances with Celtic. You can look. Listen, you can. I said it earlier. You can lose games of football, but I just don't think that's acceptable the way they were playing that first half. They done it at Ibrox as well. Midfield. What did you mean? You got a lot of criticism, which I loved last week. Used to Engels.
Which I love. You started it. You're Michael Beale, mate. You've got burner accounts that just came me and Andy in it.
Which I did see he did get a bit of stick for. It wasn't like criticising, but you weren't thinking Engels was doing as well maybe as he should have. How did you think he done yesterday?
I mean, I think Engels has got quality, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has. I think he's got technically very good. I think but to play for Barry Ferguson was actually spot on what he said after the game. To play for Celtic and Rangers, you need to be more than a good player. And I've said it before, his personality, I just look at his face, his body language, like Andy says, to show for the ball. Like, McCowan got criticised yesterday, mate, but I'd take McCowan's performance over Engels any day, mate, because at least he's trying to get the boys, trying to make something happen, try to be positive when he gets it. I just didn't see it with Engels, mate.
You the same, Andy?
I said it like, he's 21-year-old. I think he's only going to get better, and I've not said once that I think he's had a poor season at all, but I just think people are kidding themselves on when they said he's been brilliant. He's not been brilliant. There's that, in my opinion, he's not been. And listen, my opinion might be wrong. He's been wrong millions of times, but I just think, again, similar in terms of the personality and in terms of yesterday's game, I thought he didn't even try and make an influence in the game, and I just thought it kind of fizzled away from him. Which ultimately, this game can happen when you're having a poor game. But I think Alistair Johnson and Cameron Carter-Vickers have been so consistent in this fixture for 3 years. But again, a bad start, the bad 30 minutes, you can see with Alistair Johnson like in his face. It just, it is that type of fixture.
See, just on that, because you talk about off the... I sit in midfield and did he make a tackle? Did he make a tackle, Engels?
Yeah, there's a softness to that, I think.
Did he make a tackle yesterday, playing as a sitter in front of the back four?
And by the way,
I can't remember him making a tackle.
This is where Celtic, I think, Cal McGregor, a lot of his work goes unnoticed. Is how many times he intercepts is phenomenal. Like,
reading the play.
He just reads it, nicks it, keeps it moving, and he's a big miss for Celtic, definitely.
It might be a holding midfielder when you've got all the ball and a team sitting in deep and you can pick the long range passes. He's got a lovely range of passing, to be fair, and I've said his dead ball delivery is ridiculous. But I think in these type of games, I don't see a number 6 there.
Well, the Belgian manager didn't call him up, he's called Raskin up. Do you think that's the right decision, based on the form of the two?
I think Raskin's been.
I think he's been good.
I think he's been chapping on the door for a while, hasn't he, for getting a call. I think he's been excellent in Europe this year. Again, I'm saying I don't think Engels a 6 and Raskin's a 6, so I don't think they're
directly.
But they're not directly up against each other for me personally. I think Engels for me is going to be a really good Celtic player. I said it last week, maybe I'm judging him off the price tag as well. I can't get the 11 million up my head that they paid 11 million. But I think Raskin's been deserving of a call up. Is that in the expense of Engels? I don't know the other.
See, I don't think Raskin's as good a player technically as Engels is, but what he has got is the other side of the game, mate, where he's fucking at people, he's aggressive. You know you're going to get that for Raskin. There's no many times that I see Raskin open up defences with passes, but the work that he does off the ball.
He's a link in the chain, isn't he?
He just nits the game again.
If you look at the 2 times he's influenced the game yesterday, he's made forward runs, so they're fundamentally they're 8 runs.
Yeah.
So he's added that to his game. He looks fitter as well, by the way. No. I think he looks fitter. He's way more mobile than he was when he first came in.
Dodgy go for runs every morning.
Dodo, aye. Could you believe how bad Celtic were yesterday?
No, I couldn't believe it. This is a question for the coaching. So if you're Brendan Rodgers, right, you've got better players than Rangers. Would you agree in that? Celtic got better players than Rangers?
Yeah.
But the last 2 games, they've kind of came with a game plan that has worked. Would you change your game plan, or would you say we need to just get better at how we play?
Listen to Brendan Rodgers now. I think he's got enough personality to no, this is how we're going, and it'll be tweaks, I think. But
so what were the tweaks yesterday? Sorry,
but I'm looking at. I generally think they missed the pressing capacity of Kyogo, which then stresses teams. Let's get Celtic Park alive, and when that happens, it's tough to handle mentally. But they're a bit soft, a bit fluffy for me. That's what it looked like yesterday. It was a bit fluffy. And guys that have been outstanding this season, like Johnson, he looked, he's seen a ghost. So no, I think Brendan Rodgers will be looking at it going, we're 16 points clear, and you want me to change how I'm doing things? I think his ego would be going, no, that's not happening.
But then when people say, I know, but the last 2 games against that specific team.
Yeah, and that you can never, we're speculating.
Yeah.
But if I'm him and I'm 16 points clear, I would be a bit concerned that we've had 72% possession there, and we've lost the game with 72% possession. So, but again, he'll then say, well, we're 13 points clear, so it's working, and you couldn't really argue with that. But
I feel like drinking it. Full bottle.
My head that cheat code as ever, wasn't he?
See him saying fluffy, really that just reminds me of Davy Martindale's hairy arse.
Everybody
That's a revelation. No, but everyone in the club.
So at the wee front bit of the thing, there's got cameras where obviously the stadium and stuff, and I don't know what Davy where he's wandering about, but it seems like a lot of people can see that he's got a hairy arse.
Common knowledge, mate, and Livy, innit?
A lot of people mention it, aye, so he must have a fluffy arse.
I might again.
But honestly amazing. I worry Celtic. I said it last week that he could go in the summer, just with how good he is, being amazing in the Champions League.
Where would he go? That's a bigger club than Celtic.
What about Spurs? What about Spurs? Ange, down there, they would need to win obviously Europa League to get into the Champions League.
Yeah, but what that would then say, every single right back in the Premiership is probably doing 100 metres in 11 seconds.
I've never seen him do presses like him, but
so it's a different kettle of
the
fish.
way modern teams want to play, and especially the way Ange wants to play. Do you think Maida just perfect for that? Set up the way he wants to press. I mean, obviously he's finishing, the quality he's finishing as well is very high, which Spurs haven't had this season.
Go to anyone in Italy, anyway.
Any to get a move to Italy, mate. They're looking at Auchinleck straight centre forward, top 5 teams in Italy, aren't they? They'd take anyone from Scotland.
He's fucking Wales at it with Italy, I'm telling you.
See, even when Ida came on, were you expecting Celtic to go that wee bit more direct? It never really happened, did it?
Aye, no. I think that's the whole part. For me, that was the whole reason they made the change, was to maybe go a wee bit, try and beat the press and maybe go a wee bit more direct. Rodgers probably needed it. Rangers stopped pressing it up.
They did critical.
Presses again.
Remember that rolling subs? You're back on, Kun. You're back on. You're fucking set office now. That's brilliant.
I'd imagine that was a part of the reason for it.
Did you see from a Rangers perspective? Did you think when the game started that Celtic would go a wee bit more direct and behind
in the second half,
based on the last couple of games? No, the start of the game.
No.
You thought Celtic would still try and play through the thirds?
And I thought it would be easier for them to play through the thirds just with it being the back 5, because I thought that Kuhn would try and pin the wing back one side. I thought that Maeda would try and Jota would try and make it a back 5 and create overloads on this side. They usually obviously invert the fullbacks and try and create overloads in the middle of the pitch, but with Rangers having the 4 in there, I thought they would do the opposite and try and overload the sides, but they never. To be fair, down to Rangers' press as well, with the wing backs obviously being more aggressive and them jumping out, sliding across into a 4, but I just don't think Celtic had an answer for it. And I thought when Ida came on, that's when I thought they would go a wee bit more direct, but obviously Rangers probably sitting off probably didn't help it.
Alright, you know the management team, Barry Ferguson, Neil McCann, Billy Dawes, Al McGregor, what would they like to, in a dressing room? All different type of characters?
Well, I think that line's been used to death with Barry being a bit, everybody knows what he was like, being Crabbit. But like, see this, the sportsy Neil McCann, the Sky Sports Neil McCann with that nice calm voice. He's lively as well.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a wee scrapper, wee Terry.
Heard that, to be fair.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Some coach, isn't he?
He's a good coach.
I've always really liked listening to him.
Good coach, good detail.
How do you know this, Mo? Have you seen him?
I've seen him coach, yeah.
Where did you go and watch him somewhere?
I went, I was out of work, and when I'm out of work I just go big walks all the time, so I'm going to go and walk down to Dundee's training and watch it, just for afar. I didn't want to go in and be busy on it, just for afar. So I'm standing, I must have been 20 yards for and I could just see he was doing his forward pattern. I could just see him like a wee meerkat, and he just strolls over, jogs over me, like angry. Like, you can see in his whole body language, angry. And he just went, "Oh, Mo, so shoe," and you come, mate. But he was ready to chase me away for the training, because he was obviously doing his tactics.
I think it was Jim Goodwin.
Honest. You want to see with the bar?
You're not far off, Jim Goodwin. It's a great shout. And then you went in and watched the rest of the session.
Yeah, I was impressed. But again, you're talking about coaches no changing their way. You've got to. If you're at Dens, you've got to be realistic that you're not going to have centre backs that can do certain movements that maybe Celtic centre backs can do. So I think you've got to be pragmatic, and I think early on in Neil's management career he probably was a bit stuck in his ways with that. But as a coach or as assistant manager, whatever you want to call him now, you'll have that licence to go and put that stamp on it. Way better players, and you'll get a better outcome. So, nah, he's and Dodgy's a bit more relaxed than the other two, but very opinionated, strong in his how he thinks, and I think he's got a lot to do with the set plays and that as well. So he has. And then you get Big Griggs here.
Somebody asked you yesterday, Andy, didn't you? Think Griggs would have made a difference to Butland saving penalties?
Aye. I think Rangers would have won that penalty shootout before Griggs was there.
Bizarre, innit? Bizarre.
What? But then I said, no, mate, I don't think. He's like, you must be kidding on. He couldn't save a penalty. They save himself before Griggs went in there. Like, you know, mate, you joke. That's what it is, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Butland has got better since he's came into it.
He's been unbelievable, aye.
He had a few duck cook kicks into the middle of the pitch yesterday, but he's... The thing is as well, Butland set the bar so high last year. He was Rangers' best player by a country mile last year, won them so many points. And again, I don't think he made a mistake last year. Obviously this year he probably made a few, so... But a couple of big saves on Thursday with the shootout.
He was outstanding.
Just quickly put your wee balls on the line, will Ferguson get the job?
No.
Just think, the new owners are there, innit? And they see, like, this week especially, they've been at the games and they see the atmosphere that he's brought to it. They might... You never
I think
know.
he could. No, definitely. I think especially after the last sort of couple of weeks how well they've been doing, but just I don't know.
What standard have they done it? Isn't it Barry Ferguson? What standard of manager the Rangers? Do you think Rangers can attract a top manager?
It might be an unknown top manager just now. Do you know what I mean? It might just be because, I mean, Ange wasn't a top manager before he came to Rangers, was he? Oh, we didn't know if the Celtic, sorry. We didn't know he was. So it's maybe one of them, Knutson. Big Bodo Glimp guy. It's been linked with for the last 8 years.
They'll end up winning that Europa, wouldn't they? Bodo Glimp.
Lampard is flying, I know.
Lampard
that
is
run
flying.
he's going on with Coventry. Would he take would he wouldn't take the Rangers job if he got Coventry up, would he?
I always look at, like, see if you look at the Premier League now, getting promoted up there is brilliant, mate, but you get scared every week. Every championship team that goes up there now with the resources, mate, you're coming right back.
Such a big gap.
Another money they spent.
I don't know if it would be a good time to go for Coventry to Rangers do really well there, and then you're getting a big job.
Better job in England.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Lampard?
Well, he's done well for a period. It's a small period of time. I think it's got to be somebody with a beefier CV. If you are going to go away from the current setup, somebody a bit more, maybe somebody that's had a good career, somebody that's maybe fallen out, like an ex-international manager or something he's maybe just lost his way a wee bit, like a Mourinho. I mean, I think if a Mourinho got the option at Ibrox, okay, we can't pay that 5 million net that he's on probably, but I don't know, I think he was playing the media a wee bit.
It's almost hitting it, wasn't he?
A few hints went there, aye.
That would be unbelievable.
Box office for
you would take Mourinho, yeah?
In a minute for media alone, honestly.
But see, when you see Fenerbahce play at home, mate, like, would you want to watch? Is that same thing where would you want to watch that every week?
I mean, like Mourinho's.
But I thought for being Mourinho, I thought their setup was terrible.
Saying that, the most unorganised team I've ever seen.
Like,
since Nice.
That doesn't look like a Mourinho side at all.
No. How much of a difference did Fred make?
He was outstanding.
Mate, Amrabat was a completely different
he was
player.
brilliant.
Good to see it, Ibrox.
Their shooting was
Would you have played with Kevin Muscat at Rangers?
Yeah.
Well, he's been linked a couple of times, isn't he? Could you see him being obviously he's...
It's difficult to, because like the Asian market and that's difficult to kind of, but if you're looking at Ange being a kind of a similar like stature, coming over here a wee bit unknown, then why not? Why not? He's done well, but I mean, I don't know.
Rangers need a forward-thinking manager, so don't the one that wants to play attacking football. That's what wins leagues now.
Russell Martin used to say, didn't he? Like,
I've always really liked watching Russell Martin's teams. Again, obviously, you talked about the job of taking a Southampton in the Premier League. It's obviously a bit more difficult. But I think Rangers' issue, and it has been for even since I was there, is breaking down blocks. So again, it's
players.
Aye.
For me. So you've got to now recruit for players that can take it in tight areas, because that is what you're coming up against. Look at Celtic's model. Quick, small. Even Cardiff isn't that big, is he?
No.
Like, they've not got big units. They're all mobile, they're all quick. So I think Rangers need to recruit for people that can break down that low block at Ibrox, especially Ibrox, when it's, if you're not winning in 20 minutes, it starts to get a wee bit a scary place.
So what positions are we talking about with that? Because like the Diamond can do that now.
Aye.
Cherny can do it.
I think Cherny could be going.
IGAMANE can do it. So why are they not doing it with this group of players?
But you need another 4 of them.
Right.
Because one gets injured, you know what I mean? It's you've got
Conor Barra comes in.
you've got to have 16 starters. They're absolute starters, and you're just rotating them all the time. Whereas a minute there's like you've got a strong starting 11 in, and it starts to, you look at sometimes the bench is a bit weak, I think. So I think Rangers will be looking to recruit with new investment, new owners, throw a wee bit of money behind that.
Where did you watch it yesterday?
In sister's house, Scarfell the telly, kept the tradition going. But I couldn't believe it.
Just you and your sister?
No.
It's a bit awkward.
No, wasn't there. My dad was there as well, and he wasn't wearing a gum shield before any say. But it was a tough one, mate. Dad's birthday as well, so you really wanted to give him a right good celebration. The huddle after the game.
I still do it?
No, we didn't do it. No, we didn't.
They did it before the game.
The telly went off as soon as the whistle went.
How did 3 people go in a huddle? Just quite tight.
It was a tight one. The brother walked out after
I love hearing that.
After Rangers
I love
scored.
hearing that.
What, I love hearing it first.
He's in a huff and he's slamming the door and that. I love it.
So the telly went off. I think the whistle had went. After Johnson missed that chance, telly straight off. Didn't want to hear any analysis.
See, if you had a 3-man huddle, would you go in the middle of it?
And talk.
As your sister and your dad, just like that every time? Would you?
Your dad definitely tight farts in the huddle as well.
We're getting classed like, remember the Dingles in Emmerdale? That's the way Slains get spoke about in this show, isn't it? Honestly.
The Slains are here.
Weirdos.
Gives your quick summary.
Oh, good, Andy.
What, the game?
Because you never put your neck in the line, so maybe it's
I've already said it now. Celtic's so
joking.
poor, mate. We were saying, we sit and watching, I actually can't believe what you're watching. And this is the thing as well, right? I get starting that way, right? If you're saying we're going to be better at what we do. But see, when you see it's not working after 20 minutes, surely you change something now. You've got to come up with something where we can't just keep getting pressed and they keep taking the ball off as high off the pitch.
Yeah.
We need to change it.
Did you think it was more the rotations in the build-up?
No rotation.
And then kind of no threatening behind?
No threatening behind. Even drop a couple into Maida's. Just beat the press and drop a couple into Maida's feet and see what comes from it.
Because the first 5 minutes,
Continue to do the same thing.
Rangers started the first 5 minutes and just kept Celtic in, didn't they?
Aye.
They played, was it a diagonal pass or something they played, was it? And just kept them in there.
It was was it back to Bargain? Kick off back to Bargain, straight into the corner. They won a throw in straight away. Kept the throw in, they won a corner.
Lenny clapped that,
came
didn't he?
back in, they got another throw in.
Lenny clapped that in the studio. He loves that.
Remember he done it? Ibrox and kept them. I think he won that
There
game.
was
actually.
9 corners after 35 minutes
That's
in the
right,
game. 9 corners in 35 minutes.
SPK, over 9 corners. Lenny was very good in the studio, I thought, yesterday. Even when Rangers won the
Great.
game, I thought he spoke really
Speaks
well.
brilliant.
Speak well though,
Didn't he?
these guys, good opinions. I
Speaks
think.
brilliant, Lennon.
Nice.
He really does.
Got far too much ginger chest, so he's
It's going to have a t-shirt under that or a shirt.
He's got
You've not got the chest for that. You've
too
not.
many freckles on show, man. Right, Mo, your best and worst memories playing the Celtic v Rangers fixture.
3-2 final, that would be definitely the best.
Is that the Loving Crans one we always talk about?
Yeah.
Are you still on the pitch, full game, mate? Yeah.
Yeah, aye. And then, worst one.
Mate, am I right in saying your debut, you were told you were marking Larsson at corners?
My Celtic debut, aye.
Against Celtic?
Aye.
He was marking Larsson at corners.
It's the worst. That's who you.
Oh, mate. But it was just casual as anything. Mo, you're picking up 7. I was like, 7? Who's 7? I was like, oh no, that's Larsson, by the way. Oh no. And I just felt the water coming. You know when you're away to be sick, but because it's a half 12 kick-off, so like you're eating bananas and yogurts and crap because you can't eat.
Aye.
And then you've just been Larsson at corner. I was like, oh
What was the score that?
Did he ever score a header when you were marking?
no,
No.
What was your debut game? What was the score that game?
against Celtic.
Aye.
I think we got, was it 1 each? Or narrow beat, I think.
Yeah.
But it was Bobby Pett I was playing against.
Oh, you're buzzing.
Yeah, it was soft.
Bobby watches this.
Good football player, like, but nah.
Some of your worst ones, some of your worst memories and the other ones.
Just when you're at Celtic Park and they start popping about in the fan.
Is it Harry McKin?
Mate, it's mental.
Is it?
Aye. But I remember one time when I remember, did I just say it at your show before?
I can't remember.
So that obviously this water fight thing yesterday when he squirts the water, my mate texted me this morning, it wasn't as bad as when you hit that Celtic fan with the ball. So see at Celtic Park,
Quite
like
low, huh?
the pitch is kind of elevated from that front wall that they've got. But my perception is when I'm looking at that wall is, oh, they were all giving me pelting, so I thought I can hit the ball back. But no, they would do that and it would come back to me and I got weighty, that kind of thing. Mate, I've scudded this person right off his shoulder. Oh mate, they were climbing all the seats and everything.
Panic straight away.
Mate, the security guards made it worse. They put a ring round me. Like I was a criminal or something like that. It's the only time the Rangers fans have ever sung for me. One Maurice Ross.
That's brilliant.
Started doing it every week. Instead of passing it, just let them something.
See if I tried to hit the person that would have missed. But
That's class.
That is amazing. Was that Ferguson's free kick as well, that game? 3-2 when you were talking?
3-2.
that was the final, yeah.
Final,
That was at Celtic Park and I meant to kick the ball.
Brilliant. You were involved in a famous European shootout, PSG 2011.
Yeah.
2001, sorry, not 2011. You were taken off in extra time. Was that purely because of penalties?
No, I was gubbed. I was cramping up and everything. Christ, they put an Elka on in the second half, so
On you, like wide left and
wide on me, go and get at him, and I'm like, dearie me. So like after 110 minutes or something, I was goosed. I was cramping up. I couldn't have moved me. So, but I wouldn't have taken a penalty anyway.
Nah.
That was some team, that PSG team.
Nah, I wouldn't have taken a penalty.
Who else played in that?
Ronaldinho.
Was he
playing
left
that
wing
night?
before Anelka came on? No.
It was Heinz who was left back.
Okocha,
Akocha,
Ronaldinho,
Arteta.
Lionel Letizi was a goalie that
Letizi
ended up
was
got
a
to Rangers.
Pochettino was the 6.
Aye. Who else?
There was some side, like Heinz was the left back.
Heinz, aye.
Wait, Ronaldinho must have been young then, wouldn't he have?
Aye. That tight kind of perm he had.
Was he a joke? I know it's such a shit.
Aye. Akocha was though.
Ronaldinho a joke, but
It was alright.
Who was the best you played against in Europe?
The best team.
Not the best player.
The one that was torture to play against was Overmars.
So quick.
He would just constantly be on your shoulder. So because he was so quick, you would need to kind of gamble to drop. But then if you're dropping, then you're playing everybody else on. So it was, I was shattered. Mentally shattered.
You're just constantly tired at Rangers, aren't it? To be fair, that's a tough position to a right back. I think was the attacking players at around about that time of football were incredible.
Wingers then.
Gary
winger as
Neville
well.
always says that Overmars the hardest he's played against as well.
Oh, did he?
Aye, said in the overlap, all the players he's played against, Overmars the hardest.
Amazing. Rangers now play Bilbao. They're a top team, Bilbao, aren't they?
Brilliant. 4th in La Liga.
Blind.
I know you're the Spanish
And in
correspondent.
final, I've actually went to see them this year. I went to Barcelona against Bilbao. I didn't know the game by vlog, but before that, at the start of the season, I went to Barca, Bilbao. What a team there, mate. Proper play. 4th, as I said, in La Liga.
Formation shape.
4-3-3. Oh no, 4-3-3. Sometimes you go 4-4-2 though. Inaki Williams, Nico Williams. Remember the Euros side? Williams for Spain. Oh my God, he's incredible. I know I've said it every round and it's no, for a Celtic point of view, I'm not like that. But this will be the round. Rangers are at a different level. It's no, I'm not.
This is why you're invest. He's going for it. He's
I'm not like that at all. It's genuinely, I just think they'll state obviously the finals at their stadium, which wasn't.
How's he never he's like the Bodo Glimt manager player version. How's he never left Bilbao?
But they only sign
Basque
players, aye.
Their story,
Full
actually read
Basque,
about the Williams story, it's actually amazing. The dad had to go to London and work and leave the family there. It was Inaki brought up Nico growing up, so the story's just amazing if you actually go and read it. Don't know why I'm getting into this on this podcast, but it'll be an unbelievable. I mean, that being said, I fancy Bilbao, but that being said, last week I did come on here and said Rangers' majority of their wins this season are good performance is the team that's got most possession. The team that scored it against them. So again, it'll be similar to that, where we'll have a lot of possession. Rangers are obviously good on the counter attack. So you never know.
What's your thoughts on the
tough.
fixture?
It'll be tough.
There'll be a step up for Fenerbahce, won't there?
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think they're the
Absolutely.
favourites to win it now.
Is that right?
Yeah, they will be.
I think so. I think obviously a big part of that is the finals in Bilbao, but I think that bracket, obviously with having Rangers in the quarters, who they're the favourites against, then they've got potentially Man U in the semi, who everybody's a favourite against. So.
it's a bye.
What's yesterday?
But they were on. Bilbao Roma was on before Rangers Fenerbahce, and it was like a training game.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, Roma Hummels get sent off in the first 10 minutes, but Bilbao battered them. So again, being 4th in La Liga, I would be lying if I says I watch them all the time, but that alone and the players they've got and them watching that game, they'll be a.
But you just never know though.
Yeah.
But I said it was
Underdogs first.
Ibrox first, which is a bit of a blow.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, they won't be any better than Dortmund were in
No,
2021.
Leipzig either,
Or
they were
Leipzig in
top game.
2021. So they have done it before.
And I think the style can suit Rangers.
That was when Gio went man for man, didn't he? Remember who was
The
it on
Dortmund
here
game.
said that? Dortmund.
I told you I
Ryan
spoke to
Jack.
Ryan Jack on the Friday, didn't I? Spoke to Ryan Jack on the Friday, and Jack was like, mate, we're going man for man against Dortmund. He's like, this could be a long night, eh? And then just watching it, 3-0 up in the first half.
So again, see if like Bilbao are similar to Celtic in terms of really good at playing it. Will he go and do the same as what he done against Celtic?
That's
Go
a
force them out
five
the
at the
pitch?
back's a staple in Europe now, I think, for
Aye.
I
Rangers.
think it will be.
You think he'll do that, huh?
I think so. But they
But-
suit her.
But it's obviously Fenerbahce. They played it in the sat deeper, didn't they? What do you
Suter
mean?
and Diamande both suspended for the first game.
Oh, is it?
Is that just for bookings?
Aye.
They need to wrap that rule, mate. It's fucking horrendous. People are getting everything. You're going to get booked. If the difference a red card,
Can he play proper? He still managed to be when he
He
came
will.
on, mate.
He needs to play.
He will.
Think he's a better bet than Enciala, huh? For that replacement centre back.
I had no idea what you said there.
no, Benter Seller, I heard.
Benter Seller.
Enciala, is it?
No,
Oh,
did you-
Enciala.
I just
I'm Benter Seller. I was like, who's that?
Is he a better bet than Enciala?
better on the ball proper, but I think the other side of the game, I mean, I would say Enciala 100%.
Who would you go proper Enciala?
Is he slow as well, proper?
I think if you're going, as a more pragmatic, low block approach, then you could go proper because you're not getting that much of the pace threatening in behind. But I think at Ibrox, you want to try and take some sort of result away, didn't you? So I don't know, tough one. Sutton and Balogun will definitely be two, won't they? So did he go Sterling as the third one?
I think that could be we might go with that.
Aye.
But Suter not suspended, you said?
Oh, sorry, aye. So Balogun,
No.
aye. So
Balogun, Sterling and whatever.
Balogun, Sterling and Tav maybe.
Oh, Tav, right? Aye, bring him back into the...
And then would they play a right wing back? It could be
Good man.
just a winger.
You're missing the next game,
You're
aren't you know? You're missing the next game. Too many yellow cards.
No, one more.
One minute.
What, for Motherwell?
Aye.
Did you get back to the weekend?
Mate,
4 in a row, mate.
Have you?
4 in a row.
mate, do you know in Flash Score, I checked Flash Score, it said besides your name, Missy's next match. Maybe double check that, mate.
That's
We
definitely.
admin there, look. Why are you checking his bookings on live score, you wee freak?
I always check your both games he's got right in
you?
Motherwell's games.
I'll check your score. As soon as I come off the first 2 scores, I check Cisco Brown, the Benz.
Oh, thanks, mate.
I always
I
check.
don't check any.
You know, Saturday I always look at Motherwell and EK.
One each for the Chucky Hens at the weekend. Not a bad.
Oh, I know bad. That's
Uh-huh.
going again. After a bad result.
Mo played in Turkey. How was that experience? Fans are mental, aren't they?
Who was that with, Mo?
They got relegated because they never paid their players, me being one of them. So they're still due me $100,000 or something.
100 grand?
Nah, we chase them up. We'll chase them up for you.
Mate, I'd be standing outside their stadium.
But it was weird.
Oh, you'd be standing outside their stadium constantly.
No,
mate.
you wouldn't with the mafia that were
wild
there,
there.
mate. It was mafia.
Clap back.
Mate, honestly, like black Mercedes with 2 black ones either side of the chairman and that. Two heavies at the front, 2 heavies at the back. Yeah, you're not complaining, mate.
How was the actual standard of football over there?
It was average.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it, mate, huh?
Yeah, it was average. I thought
How many months you not get paid for?
3 months.
And
That's
you
what it
still
was.
continue to play?
Yeah, I ended up having a wee bust up with the guy because of it. But yeah, then I think they just kind of took the mick at me a wee bit. Ross, come tomorrow. It's been 3 months I've been coming tomorrow. Honestly, never paid. But you would always get your bags. Well, it sounds mad, but like a brown bag of cash if you got like
the win
so the
bonus,
chairman would just come in and go 10,000 preem. So that was the only word I learned in Turkish was preem. That's a bonus. So we beat Galatasaray 10 grand. So I basically just got paid bonuses, but I never got salary. So
Wow.
Mad, isn't it?
What's the atmosphere like?
good, like, it's
Incredible. Was it
good. Yeah, it's
wild?
good. I remember we played Trabzonspor and we had an old-fashioned stadium. So like the Trabzon's fans can climb up onto the top of our fans' stand. So I was warming up, mate, and I was just seeing a scrap. All our fans going this way, Trabzon's fans going that way, and a just big ding-dong on the roof. Like proper scrapping on the roof. I was like, what am I doing?
While the game was going on?
No, this isn't the warm-up.
On the warm-up?
But they're there 3 years before the game.
Aye, that's
3 years before the game, they're going back and forward on it. Square go on the roof. That was
That's
it.
brilliant, isn't it? Do you know anyone that was in the 2,500?
a few. Aye,
Was it?
my dad, my
Derek's
brother.
boys.
Was the atmosphere good? Could you hear the Rangers fans?
How would he know?
But on the telly, could you hear them?
Aye, you could hear them on
Could
TV.
you hear them,
yeah.
Nah, quiet. My lip went again today.
Started grating.
I went through the banister was open at Anderson.
The what, sorry?
The banister, what would you call that?
The banister? The barrier?
The barrier, sorry, the banister, that's something in your house, isn't it? The barrier was open by Anderson, so I came through Anderson, get off at Argyle Street, and I said, it's just a single for Anderson to Argyle Street, and the guy went, no, there's barriers at Anderson, so there's no way you could have got through that. So then we heated the argument, but my lip started trembling again.
Over a train ticket?
That does me, mate. Absolutely does.
So
me,
was he
mate.
not going to let you through? You were just going to have to stand in the train station all day?
Oh, so he was trying to prove me wrong, and I went, well, how do we get to the boat, mate? I don't know what I mean, because what are we actually going to do?
Thumb wars. Let's go for a thumb wars in the middle.
Fun was. A bit busy to meet, and then I go to the better room, and then the guys went, I'm just trying to do my job. Mate.
Oh, I'm just trying to do my job, mate. That makes
kills
your heart sink, doesn't
it did kill it, but I don't understand it, mate. Again, another argument where I'm on tap, complete control of it, and then the lip goes, and it's just gives him all the momentum to take me out.
But what's your thoughts on this? See if the barriers are open. Nobody's going and paying for a ticket when the barriers open, are they?
No, you're going
No, and the guy wasn't there, and the train was coming, so I can't fucking wait for the guy to come out when that's already open. So it's obviously a bit heated, but I actually did see after a half an hour when I calmed down, I felt like going back and saying to the guy, listen, I know you're only doing your job, I'm sorry about that, genuinely. Because I was a bit much on him, but I don't know, maybe need to speak to my psychologist about it, why the lip keeps happening.
But the bottom lip keeps trembling.
Did you ever have a player like
the worst thing is when you see an argument with somebody and you think of something that you should have said like 20 minutes later.
Then you go back and say it to
And
them,
you go back,
I'm not bothered.
I've heard a player that would cry.
Any player that you would seen a dressing room would bust it greeting at any emotional
comment.
players? You don't have friends.
So there was an emotional one,
Aye.
At Rangers.
No comment.
He's a scary bastard, Andy.
How am I scary?
Aye, yeah. I nearly started greeting in that live there, and I missed it, fucked your coaching up.
Oh, that was
I
poor.
told you not to worry about it.
No, but it doesn't matter if you say that. Does he still?
Try to run a business, mate.
I know, that was poor. But he's covering again this Wednesday until something comes up. They can't.
No,
Are you doing this Wednesday?
Fucking right, I will be. Not being there. Sorry.
Right, just back onto Mo's career. Also played in Norway, China, and managed in the Faroe. How was that as a Scottish person abroad? A lot of people, was it all the languages you couldn't speak, obviously?
Oh, I can get Norwegian now, but at the time I was...
Obviously,
But everybody speaks English though, don't they?
everyone spoke English in the countries, yeah.
Oh, China, they never had a translator in China who was definitely doing me in everything I spoke.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely. I've been positive about something, and then next minute later the coach would be shouting at me and going off his nut. What did you say to him? He's saying your training's murder or whatever it is, honestly. But Turkey, they had the translator as well. But Faroe Islands was good, actually.
Was it good?
No.
What's good about that?
Just brilliant people. Really good people. Mad for their football. There's only 52,000 people up there. It's only like 150 mile north of Orkney. Something like that. But it was good.
Big Kev Kyle's a hero there, isn't he?
Big Kev.
Because
He played in Scotland, that Scotland team, didn't he?
was that his debut?
That was his debut. He was fucking hopeless.
I played in that day as well.
Did you?
I was minging and all.
Oh, is it two each?
2-2.
Do people over there remember you for that?
Yeah.
Did they?
Was Big Kev rotten, aye?
I can't remember how he done it again, but I was.
How did
I
you
was
draw
top
that game with the team you said?
By the way, we were lucky. We were lucky, by the way. They were a decent side, mate. I swear to God, and they never cut the pitch or anything. But we were lucky, mate. I think Barry scores like a wee horrible tap in just to get us 2-2.
Kev says that's one of the maddest he's seen Barry Ferguson go half time or after that game. Do you remember
It
that?
was Lambert that went the worst.
What did he say?
It was Lambert that was going mental. Barry just piggied back off the back of it. But the two of them were going for it.
What, just stood up at half time and was giving everyone it?
I don't even think they stood up. It was you know that way when you go, this is bad, we're going to get belters for this when we get back home. It was that kind of feeling. So, narrow escape with that one. Like,
How was China? Hard. I can imagine that would be such a culture shock. Like,
yeah, I enjoyed like when you got a day off or whatever. The lifestyle was quite nice in that, but again, very similar to Turkey. I always felt the players were just playing at it a wee bit. I never felt they were really professional. It was technically phenomenal, but when the Chinese teams, when we came up against, because we were the champions, so when we came up against like Japanese and Koreans, you could see the level go up, especially with the Koreans. They battered us for nothing. They were really good. Just like proper fit. Remember Scotland played Korea, South Korea?
Yeah.
And they ended up finished third in the
World Cup.
In the World Cup.
Remember that?
And they were just super fit. Well, these Koreans were the same.
See when the players are like that, you said that it's kind of just going through the motions. Do you find yourself getting really angry at them?
But again, this is when it gets lost in translation. So in Chinese culture, to shout and to show emotion is deemed as bad behaviour. So if I'm going to somebody, that was brilliant, you know, it looks aggressive. They don't understand what I'm saying and they think it's a negative thing. So there was a wee bit tough with that stuff. But technically, really good. Like,
Do you know who's saying they're off fit? Like, Jink Maed is proper unfit over there in Japan.
Look at him.
Fittest in Japan.
It's like Charlie Adam over there.
but mate, see on the back of that, like the fitness. So when recently I spoke to one of the Croatian lads that played for the Busan or something they were called, South Korean team. On the match day +1, they would run for an hour around the track, and then run for another hour the other way. That was their.
An hour?
So 2 hours. Run for an hour. Run for an hour.
They do it after a game? Or
that was the recovery day. That's match day +1. That's what they were doing.
fuck off.
Honestly, mate, they were super fit.
They'll go right there.
Super fit.
Because like a lot of Nakamura was the same, mate. After a game he'd go to the gym for like an hour. He'd go on a bike for an hour, which used to blow their minds. Like why he would do that after a game, but that ties in with
But he was about 40.
40 odd, mate. So maybe that is a way to do it. An hour, mate, that's fucking soul destroying, isn't it?
It's murder, aye.
And then an hour back the other way. Holy fuck.
Bonkers.
Right, be inspired. New kit has landed. Look at this
Let's
guy.
have a look at you, mate.
If you want to bump the train, be inspired.
So I went for the wee hoodie today.
Sat hanging.
Oh no. Bad start to the advert. Sitting back down, man. Sit back.
Do it well, mate.
Thanks, mate.
The collection features fresh colourways in their icon style, the Diallo, and all new hoodies and tees in their latest release, the Barella. Shop the collection now online at beinspiredclothing.com and in-store at Glasgow, St Enoch and Dundee over. Gaze away. Twirl, please, mate. That's a lovely hoodie, isn't it?
That is really nice.
How you do really? Stop doing that, though.
No.
Stop doing that.
But I like the look. I went for sort of more the darker style, but I went for the sort of, with the summer coming up, the lighter look.
How does it feel on?
Beautiful. So comfortable. So, because I put a wee bit of beef on. Sometimes you put beef on some clothes, you feel a wee bit uncomfortable and a bit embarrassed. I feel really confident wearing it.
I feel really confident. And just for our open goal listeners, we're giving you 10% off your first online purchase. Simply use code GOAL at checkout. It's our way of saying thanks for tuning in. Link to score yourself some new gear is available in our video description. I forgot to ask you, what is your thoughts on High Rocks, for or against it?
It's just came out of nowhere though, innit? And it's went mental.
Mate, do you know who owns it? Or who started it? Eric Dyer's brother.
The guy get battered in the stadium?
That's it. He's involved in it.
Kieran?
Eric Dyer can't fucking move, mate.
Richard Tate's mad on it as well, isn't he?
Aye, he's mad on it.
Dale's mad on it.
Mad on
Dale Lyle's mad on it. He was the first I heard about it for.
People, again, what's the thing? You need everyone with their tops off, doing it.
I know, mate. Why?
But I do think it gets quite hot.
Well, I mean, wear a vest.
Mate, they're monsters. Mate,
You don't have it now.
I just, no. Not really, no.
they're monsters, all the people that do it. Just,
I would like to think when I retire, I would have the commitment to do something like that, but
You would. You're the type. You would.
I definitely will keep fit. But it looks tough, man.
I don't see how
About earn 20 minutes or something, like, to complete it. It's tough, isn't it?
Why do people put themselves through hell like that? I bet people say it makes you feel better. To me, it can't.
I
I've
think
been
it's
out
just
runs and it makes me feel so angry after.
I think you need, some people need discipline in their life. Like, I would need to be disciplined to something.
Would you?
I think if I had something like that, I think that's probably something that would help me.
Him in the gym, it actually makes you want to scream in his face.
Do
Do you know what he does? He actually...
I thought it makes me feel sick.
Do you know what he does, mate? He actually look. See if you look and go, that guy feels sorry for himself even in the gym. See when he's on the train, he's like that.
Sigh.
Mate, just run this.
Sigh, I had a mate, right? I'm not joking to you.
Oh, that's shite.
I had a mate that paid 90 quid a month for a David Lloyd membership, right? And all he would do was go spin on a bike at this pace on his phone and then go and eat spag bol in the restaurant.
Brilliant.
I was like, mate, you've burnt about 30 calories max on that bike there and just went there to spag bol for 90 quid a month.
No, I think there's no better feeling. You wake up, lie in your bed and you get a coffee and there's like, you eat a croissant, what do you call it? Right? And then after your bed, you're just lying with your coffee and then you just clock a wee crumb and just lying on you. I just felt, what a buzz. Why would you want to be going out running? I don't
have you played paddle?
Paddle's the
Oh,
best.
is it good? Is
I
it?
played it with Jig and that a couple of weeks ago. Unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Dale's meant to be the best.
Mate, you need to tell the story about Jig.
So good.
No, I can't.
That's incredible, mate.
No, but I can't like.
You can.
What is it again?
I was sitting in my. So we were talking last week. Why did you bring up that
7th heaven.
7th heaven was shutting down anyway?
Somebody said that.
No, it's shutting down. It's changing.
It's moving.
Oh, aye.
So he'd said in the podcast last week. he'd said in the podcast last week that 7th heaven was shutting down. So I was in the car with the missus the other day, and Jig's phoning me. I was like, fucking hell, I've not spoken to Jig for a while. So I've answered the phone. He's like, mate, no.
Sorry, is it on speaker or is
She's on
it?
speaker for the car.
Right.
She's next to me. So I'm driving just facing forward, and he's like, mate, no, you were saying 7th heaven shutting down. It's moved to Hope Street. I was like, it's done up now, it's cracking. You should say it's right. I can feel her looking at me as I'm driving. So, right, no worries, Jiggle.
But surely you've went straight away, my missus in the
Mate,
morning.
I've pulled up the podcast straight away. I was like, trust me, this has been brought up. As to you winding up.
Mate.
But I could feel her staring at me as he's talking on the phone. But it's because Jig's mate owns it. Jig's mate owns 7th heaven. She's like, you're saying it's shut down.
Oh,
You get that with people. There's certain people I would never, if Steph's next to me, I would never answer the phone loudspeaker.
My body was just emptied, mate. I was like, what did I do?
You get a wee sweat on it.
I don't know what to do, man.
I love that story. Right, on to the Dundee Derby, lads. What a game of football again.
brilliant.
And I've said this for weeks, right? And this is what I love about Dundee and Tony Dock. See, if you watch Dundee, mate, you would never think that they were doing the bottom of the league. Every game, mate, he's still fucking going for it, man. Like you said, doing the bottom of the league, I think confidence might be a wee bit low, but 5 guys in the box are trying to score goals. I really, really enjoy watching Dundee, and I really hope that they stay up.
I think they will. I think that result's quite a big result for them.
Huge result.
But see, for a player,
But
how
you know
refreshing is a player where your manager's still, we're not going to be sitting in, we're going to go for it and try and win at Tannadice. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, but on the flip side, I watched St Johnstone a few weeks ago. I quite like their manager.
I so do I.
They look well coached. They're certainly not out it yet because they're in decent form as well.
Another thing that we got criticised for last week, and I'm doubling down again, I think this year's SPL, out with the gap between Rangers and Celtic's the best it's been for years.
What's the criticism there? Because I agree with you 100%.
People just says that they think the standard's pish. But I think there's much more. I think there's more styles of play. I think every game's different. Whereas I think, see, over the last few years, I think every team just wants to stop the other team.
Yeah.
I don't think the bottom 6 or the bottom 8 have had their own brand of football, their own style of play that they try and impose on others. Whereas I think this year they do. I think every team's got it. Like St Johnstone try and build out for the back. They've been adaptable. They've changed certain things. I think we're more of a high pressing team now. Like there's teams have got different styles. I think it's miles more exciting.
100%.
Which comes for yesterday. Like yesterday is an advert for Scottish football over
What a
2
game.
games. Unbelievable.
Brilliant.
2 games, brilliant.
Amazing.
So I
love the boy.
I
do,
said
mate.
last week Dundee would win.
Did you, mate, huh?
Pure guess, and I got.
No, well,
lucky,
I said
but
on the Coopman show and get caned because he was like, why don't you just get Andy on the Coopman show yet? Because you said it's a perfect game for Dundee to play Dundee United, even
So
if
you
it's a
did,
bad
that's
run.
right.
It's like a really good boy. I love the boy I do with me for Dundee.
Very
Same
good
loan
for
for Burnley, aye. He's
Really
so good,
good.
that boy,
Yeah.
isn't he? By the way, the first half was a battering.
It was.
Wasn't it?
Jim Goodwin said it was one of the worst 45 minutes he's had as a manager.
I didn't see that coming, honestly. I didn't see that.
But how much did that have to do with Dundee and how well they played?
I thought they were quite pragmatic. Play forward, run forward, and landed on second balls, and then they put bodies in between the sticks, and they just bombarded United. And they've scored a couple of good goals as well. By the way, got 2 goals chopped off as well. By the way,
Which nobody
So
thought
tight.
there was anything in them until after.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
goals, and then you see
Yeah.
it's obviously like just that the margins. But
How much do
some
you
game.
love watching Simon Murray play football, man?
Any young player should watch him.
do you know what? He's just enthusiastic. Isn't he?
Infectious,
He
mate.
just looks like a decent lad as well. I was pleased for him. Obviously, I was a Dundee United fan as a kid, but I think you want to keep Dundee in the top flight. Now, nothing against St Johnstone on that, but you want to see Dundee stay up.
Why? Just because they're a big club?
I just like the Dundee Derby. I think it's a brilliant derby. So
the last thing I'm going to
I
say
think
is
they'll have enough.
the last thing I'm going to say is teams I want to go down. But I just do think like you look at like Falkirk potentially coming up, which they probably will with their fan base, the crowds they take the style of football. If you can then get Partick Thistle being in the playoffs, like it could end up a really good league, couldn't it?
Any other standouts for you?
McGee.
McGee, what a signing that's been
Motherwell,
for you?
mate, isn't he? It's a great signing.
Do you know what? McGee
Second
can
goal's
play
a
anywhere,
joke.
can't he?
What a finish.
Where was he playing
He
yesterday?
played centre
Was it
half, he played right back, he played right wing, he could play middle of the pitch.
2 finishes in it. It's like a top striker, they 2 finishes, weren't they?
Aye.
One of his he's brilliant in there.
First header's brilliant, second one, great finish.
It's a great signing that Andy for he's in it. Great bit of
Aye,
business.
really
that.
good. I think they're the type of no-brainer signings for me. Somebody that's done well in the leagues,
Yeah.
that's get experience, versatile, can play a few positions. As soon as we signed them, I thought really good signing.
Why do you think Dundee, like, I mean, you need to give Dundee credit, of course, but why do you think Dundee United were so poor?
Not been on a great run recently, have they?
No.
I think we're actually the only team they beat in the last 8, maybe. I think they're
Did
1
they
winning 8.
Did they change it? I'm staying away from tactics after Thursday. I just had a total meltdown with anything about tactics. Keep me out of it. Did they go with a 3 or 4 at the back?
They've changed a lot, which is actually, I feel, worked in their favour
good.
this season. Because I think they've been a wee bit unpredictable at times. They've went for front 2, back 3, back 4, front 3. So I for me, I don't think you can put it too much down to that, because they have changed so much and it's been successful. But I just thought Dundee were so aggressive in how they played. As it, like you said, played forward, run forward, and I think physically I thought they overran Dundee United at times as well.
And also you go 1 down and then your goalie goes and does that to make it 2. It's a mountain to climb after that, isn't it?
Shocking.
He's been good this year as well.
He has been good, probably his first big mistake, isn't
It
it?
was a bad year, innit?
Yeah. Dundee United no finish 3rd or 4th for me now.
No.
That's,
Hearts and Hibs are flying.
Will they still make the top 6 Dundee United?
I think so.
Got points on the board now, aren't they?
And obviously, I think Hibs have really done well.
Yeah.
Really. Because I never seen that coming. With the way they started, I'd never seen that coming, did you?
No, not at all. I thought I'd said at the start, didn't I? I thought they were a good team. I thought they'd get out it. Didn't think it would do this. No chance. Like, it's been some turnaround. But you're saying with that win for Dundee, they're the only team in the bottom 7. No, sorry, the bottom 6 that's won. So a huge weekend for them, because every other type of result went for them, and then they obviously get the win against Dundee United on Sunday. But the league's so tight, mate.
How worried should Kelly be? Kelly just can't seem to get a run of wins together, couldn't they?
Wonder where it's down to this season.
They're the one team I'll say it will definitely not go down.
Really, right?
Oh, good. Why is that, Andy?
I was a bit worried.
I think they're very much in the St Mirren mould, and I know it's hard to say because they've not got the points, but I think they're so difficult
They've
to
got
play
identity.
against. And I think they're the type of team that will pick up points when you don't expect them to. They could go away to Hibs and get a point. Do you know what I mean? They could go away to a Hearts.
When's the split now? Many
3
games?
games left.
3 games.
Right, 8 games left total.
Going to be some ending, isn't it?
It's going to be some ending. Have you had to, again, I like to do this, have you had to put a team that you think could finish in that bottom position? Who you put in?
I'm just going to look at the table quick.
I'm going to go St Johnstone, and I agree with what you say, but I was surprised at how I thought Livy were a lot better than St Johnstone.
I was so
First half, aye.
They were so poor that night.
I like what
me the fear of
they
it.
stand for. I like what they're trying to do. I think, but there's a crossover of, is it naivety when you're rolling it into a 6 and bouncing it out, and teams are set up to pressure. So I like what they're trying, and I think they're well coached, but I think they might be a bit naive considering where they are. But they're informed. They're doing okay.
I think centre half's a good player. Mitchell, is it?
Yeah,
He was really good on Monday.
I think the both centre halves are good.
Yeah.
he was really good on
On
Monday.
loan, am I right in saying that?
I think
One of them signed permanent. I think Mitchell's the one that's on loan. And I think is it the Latvian boy? It was the right centre half. I think he's signed permanent.
Barry
they've got a
Douglas,
few
the only
loans.
guy that's got the same accent as a Latvian boy. He's his translator, isn't he? He's the translator for Barry as well.
I can't believe how tight.
Does international break come at a good or bad time for them, Dundee, after such a big win?
You would think a bad time, wouldn't you?
time,
You
right.
want to just go and play again after that performance. It was unbelievable. I just said there, I can't believe how tight it is.
He's it in.
So Dundee are, I think St Johnstone are down. By looking, they're on 26. Dundee 11, 31. Kilmarnock 10, 32 points. 9 Ross County 35. St Mirren 35. I can't believe. I thought St Mirren were doing better than that. Motherwell 7th with 38 points. You're out it.
No, we're not.
How's that
So-
been? How's it been?
Good. Aye, really good. Considering it's the same formation, I think it's very, very different in terms of styles and ideas. Lot more of a European approach where most days are tactical. And again, I think if you've never been used to that for a European style of coach, sometimes you might think, feels as if they're not really trained. I think what I will say with the boys is they bought into it straight away, took the ideas on board and carried it out well into games. So
They had a lot more possession at the weekend as well, didn't you?
I think that was a big thing. I looked at, like, we had the lowest shots in the league, the lowest possession stats in the league, so it's a couple of things you wanted to change straight away. And I think 61% possession, I think, at the weekend. But nah, if I'm being honest, I don't think we did enough to win.
To win.
Nah, Steady enough in the final third. That being said, I personally don't think St Mirren did enough to win either. I think it was just a draw was probably a fair result. Wasn't a great game. It was a good game in terms of the frantic nature of it, but
Wait, I've never asked this, do you think that was part of the reason why he got the job, because he played a similar shape formation?
I don't know. I think they had 50 applicants, so they would have had a fair few to choose from. But I think he had a decent record when he was at Austria Vienna, bringing through youths for there. Right. I think that's Motherwell's mantra in it. So
see how does he coach a 3-4-3 differently to how Stuart Kettlewell coaches it?
I think the biggest areas for me is the wing backs. He calls them wingers. So again, I think that
they jump, don't they?
Aye, and I think even psychologically for them, no being called as wing backs, I know that sounds so daft, but see the fact they're called wingers, and you've got a winger's mindset. You know, you need to be an attacking outlet. You need to be obviously in the final third of the pitch, and there's a lot. The press that before it was we've got the box, you'll try and contain them one side, keep them one side of the pitch, but now it's the wing backs are jumping opposite full backs. They've got like a 40-yard dash to go and jump the press.
That can be manipulated though if if I'm an opponent against you, I would just drop my full backs
really deep.
So that distance is 30 yards. But I'm playing Rangers.
Aye.
But the thing is, but you've got like a flat three up front, innit?
Aye, yeah. Right now, it's a flat three, aye. But it's
great insight.
Boy, Slattery's flying, isn't he?
Slattery, what a player,
Andy.
Good footballer.
Loads of quality, mate. Aye. I've loved having him back. I think he's made a big difference. I think for me being a 6, him being an 8, I think he's always available for the ball. He'll always want the ball. So I think he's been a big boost. He's coming back.
So is it him and Lennon that play the 2-8s?
Aye.
Right.
Aye.
Slattery getting goals, isn't he?
First goal's brilliant.
Boy, was it Phillips?
What a goal, mate.
What a goal that is.
He's a good player, mate.
He's effective, isn't he? He is a good player.
See if that happens in the Premier League, I've fucking gone on about it for months and months about these top players. That was honestly outstanding.
Do you know what kills it for? Again, it's sports scene, man. He goes and does a celebration, and the sports scene didn't get the Motherwell fan, the St Mirren fans at the top tier, and you basically see him doing it to like 3 guys, and people be going, "What's he doing?" You see it? He stands up like that, and there's like 3 guys that are like that. It was like, fucking show the fans, man.
Erupted because it was what a goal.
It was a great goal. Hearts won again as well. I really like Hearts just now.
He's doing some Joe back guy, isn't he? Critchley. He really is. But I think they just checked. Is it only 1 point ahead of you, Andy? Hearts?
We were 6.
I can't believe
the game. Aye, so that we've just switched places with them basically going in for the weekend there. But we've got Aberdeen away next, which is obviously a tough game. They've got Celtic away, so both of us have got a tough game. But
does Big Rimmer say like we want top 6? Is he that type?
No, it's been take it a game at a time, really. But I'll never change it. I know this is probably a negative way of thinking, but my thing's always stay in the league first. Get the points that stays you in the league, and then you can look at top 6. Which again, it all just comes down to getting 3 points that weekend, doesn't it? Take it a game at a time, see what it takes you.
Brilliant. Right, Scotland v Greece National League playoff. Paul Slane.
I'm a bit gutted with not gutted, but Scotland have been so much better since the Euros, with obviously the introduction of Ben Doak starting it wide. It's been such a different approach. He's excited the fans so much just with that sort of 4-3-3, if you want to call it that, and he's been outstanding. I mean, big Garfield for Croatia ripped his pants right at him. Which he did, and he was just unbelievable, and he has been. Him obviously knowing the squad. And Tierney coming back, will he drop back? I would like to ask you that. Will he drop with Tierney back? Obviously Robertson in the squad. Will Jake Clark go back to the 3 at the back, 3 centre halves, or they've been so much better with the 4?
I really don't know.
Put you in the spot,
I don't know. I really don't know.
Because who's going to be playing wide now? Do you think if they went with the 4? Who's the wingers in the squad? I can't really think of.
I think he'll go probably back to the 5. I think. They played they initially played the 5 as to accommodate Tierney and Robertson, wasn't it? And then Tierney's injured, and then they changed the 4-3-3 to accommodate Ben Doak because he's that star factor that you've got. Yeah. And now you've not got him, and you've got Tierney back.
But then if Arteta's been playing Tierney wide left, then
wide left, that.
No, but come on.
Yeah, but if you look at the areas he's picking up, it's the same positions, whether you're wing back or you're wingers. And like nowadays, wingers are basically falling all the way back in defensively, so it's still the similar. If you look at a heat map of a winger and a wing back, it'd be fairly similar. Nowadays, so I wouldn't. It's more the principles of what your formation is.
Well, I think
people
it's
get
only
hung
fair,
up on formations.
After your week tactically, what would you go?
Fucking hell!
5 at the back.
Oh fuck! I shouldn't be getting asked about tactics. I don't know. I personally, I despise a 5 at the back, but please don't ask me why, because I'll just make a mess of it. But I just hate a 5 at the back. I would just much rather prefer 2 at the back, 2 centre halves, and put one of the extra ones into midfield to make. I know you can do it's 3 centre mids as well. You can have an extra midfielder, but I just personally hate a 5, so I would go with a 4. Who do you think striker wise? Who will we go up front with?
Well, I can't say I've watched loads of him, but any time I have watched the boy Hurst, I thought he's looked really good. So I think him being called up today is a right added bonus. I don't know if it was paperwork why he's been so late to get called up, but it'll be interesting to see if he gets flung straight in. So again, I don't know if his opinion will be, but I don't watch Italian football. I've not really watched much Italian football at all, so I couldn't even tell you how Che Adams is doing. So,
Benberg drew with Torino at the weekend.
He thinks Serie A is terrible. He thinks Italian football's terrible. That's why we always make a joke about it.
But it'd be great to see Wilson and Miller. Will they play a part? Brilliant they've been called up. First call-ups.
I would love to see it, but I just think it being a Nation League playoff, I don't think so.
Well,
I think it being a friendly.
He can't get a minute, mate. I can't say.
Even a game.
I think it being a friendly would see the two of them introduced at some point.
Ferguson, I mean, the Scotland midfield is so strong, but how good he's playing there. He's changed Bologna your season. He's going to get a massive move to. I mean, we're thinking about it could be in Italy. I think you could be looking at Premier League clubs.
Why do you keep saying that Premier League? Have you heard something? Because Derek's adamant that he'll not leave Italy.
No, I'm meaning more for a point of, I think he's even upped his game for last season, so I'm meaning more eyes will be on him for different leagues. I think it was more Italy we were looking at, could have been Juventus. I think Napoli were also looking at him, but I think it'll be other leagues now.
I think if they play the back 5, it suits him.
But where the thing that Scotland's midfield's so strong, isn't it?
But what I'm saying is there's 4 in there. There's 4 positions that, 4 places that Lewis could play. So I think it gives him more of a chance of playing. If it is at that 5.
Do you think he'd be more one for the side? So sometimes McGinn plays for the left.
Well, it's going to be McGinn,
Gilmour,
McTominay, and
then Lewis.
Not
Christie,
Ryan
maybe?
Christie, no.
Christie.
Ryan Christie.
Christie's been
But what I mean
brilliant,
is he's coming off the bench, he's got 4 slots he can basically go into. I think it gives him a better chance of playing this.
Greece are a decent team as well. Feel what I hear?
You know a lot about them.
No.
You're big on
I'm
you.
going to pretend that I know anything about Greece. I don't. But
Are we at a stage with Scotland, the players have got should be beating Greece?
Aye.
I think so.
Yeah.
No being arrogance, but with a confidence that we've could easily achieve that.
Did you ever have that in Scotland? That confidence where you had a group of players and you thought, never?
No. Well, I was in that kind of, I would say, like the kind of, it was a poor squad we had, wasn't it? Like it was trying, like I think they tried like 50 different players in a couple of years or something like that. Something crazy.
Do you not think it's no too dissimilar in terms of the weaknesses of this squad? Was it the forward areas of the pitch was kind of similar to the squad you were in? Again, I think Kenny was the one where like Kenny was
Played
the main
every
man,
minute,
wasn't he?
aye.
In terms of out and out strikers, I know Faddy was obviously a maverick for the
Maverick,
Scottish
yeah.
squads, but he was
Maverick,
kind of.
Wide, wasn't he? Something.
Aye, and
10 or something.
But in terms of that out and out number 9, they've not really had any since.
Big Umalumu, innit? What are you laughing at that for?
Fuck off. You're not saying that way. Oh, no, that was good. Aye. Big remember that mix.
I know, but you think Barry Ferguson, Paul Lambert, like that midfield's
That's what I
fucking
mean,
top,
mate.
innit?
Dan Fletcher.
Dan Fletcher,
Aye.
So still had like top players in certain like the areas of the pitch, but again, like, Scotland, that final third, man, we've just been crying out for the type of players for a while, weren't we?
Yeah. Who was the centre half?
Christian Daly, Presley,
Weir with Davy Weir, didn't
Davy Weir,
Davy Weir.
Well, remember Daly was heard shouting fucking cheats in the back.
Aye.
You got the Derry, you got the blame for it, didn't you?
I think so. Aye.
Somebody said you got sent off.
I got sent off after 21 minutes to the best tackles you've ever seen in your life.
Right.
Brilliant tackle. Aye. And I got sent off after 21 minutes of the second half. I went on half time and then I got sent off. But obviously you're a young boy, you think, oh no, I'm going to get the blame of this. But it was fine, he took the Derry for it, so.
Daly.
Aye.
What was the score in that game?
Christian! Remember that?
So funny.
We scored 2 in the second half. I think we got beat 3-2.
That was against Germany.
Yeah.
That's right.
And because
2-1 was it?
2-1.
it was. So because I come on, I think Neil McCann scored straight away, was it? Neil McCann or Tomo? Can't mind. But my career's a blur, honestly. I forget everything.
Neil McCann, proper underrated player as well, wasn't he?
He was good. Very good. Very quick.
Who else was good in that Scotland team?
Do you know who I really like? Mickey Cameron.
Is that Colin Cameron? Good player. Went to Wolves, didn't he, for Hearts?
So underrated.
Yeah.
Right good player. I thought
Was
he
he?
could have played for the O for him.
Who did you?
Aye. He had a lot. Wiry, quick, run all day, could handle the ball, could score goals. He was really good.
Was he very good?
Barry Vokes. I think he was just misunderstood. Really good guy. He's probably the language barrier, saying the wrong words and something. Because I think we're quite ignorant when it comes to that.
Aye.
We like make fun at people.
Sniggering and not,
But Stevie Thompson tells it, so it was very at the start, so Tom was always making the jokes, into Big Tom, Stevie Thompson. And Sean Connery had sent a fax or a text or an email or something to Betty Vokes, and Betty Vokes says, "And guys, we have Seen Canary sending me messages to wish you good luck." And everybody's like, "Seen Canary?" And I was like, "That's bloody Sean Connery, poor guy, man." That's what he said. But Tom was doing it in a kind of German accent. Oh, honestly, God.
Oh, shut up. Maybe you had the wee dicks that would snigger at every one of them, man.
Poor week. Nah,
the Cannon used to call MK Dons McDons, mate, and I couldn't just stop thinking about playing against a McDonald's meal. Tomorrow we play McDons. I was like, mate, it's MK Dons, man.
That is so funny when somebody does that, innit? Have you does Wimmer got a good grasp of the language?
I get probably similar. I get really good English. There's probably the odd word, but if you have a brain, you know what he's talking about. Do you know what I mean? So it's just the odd word.
Remember Emily with Good Evening? That was a shame.
Oh, mate, he was
still does it, mate.
Still does it now.
Still does it.
Mate, he's on John McGinn. Have you seen him?
I think McGinn came out as well and said
he says he quite likes it. He was doing an interview the other day and he went and whispered something in his ear, didn't he? And McGinn was like that.
Right. So he's got a proper love-hate relationship with him. Made him captain though.
I made him captain, talking to Grace, you played with Kyriakos. He was a bit nuts, wasn't he, Kyriakos?
No.
Was he not?
Nah.
I thought he was.
No. Gentle giant.
Was he, right?
Aye. Good player, like, gentle giant.
Went to Liverpool as well.
Went on to play with Liverpool, aye.
Was he that good?
He was big, he can handle the ball. Did I think he was a Liverpool player? No. But he was good lad as well. Good in the dressing room and that. And Vignal went to Liverpool as well, by the way.
What was he was hopeless,
Gregory
wasn't he?
Vignal. No, he wasn't. No, he was good left foot in that.
Eh?
Aye. Robust.
Puffing
He was
himself, yeah.
hopeless.
Charlie
Was
Adam as
Vignal
well.
good?
You want to keep adding?
Charlie was good.
Danny Wilson.
Danny Wilson,
You know, a few Rangers love it.
Kyriakos going to Liverpool was one of them you're sitting here going, what the fuck? Nah. How's he done that?
I can't really remember him, to be honest. I remember as a player, I can't really remember him.
Aye, he was
player,
decent. Aye, probably something you wouldn't say he was unbelievable, but
And you were part of Helicopter Sunday that season.
Was it that year, right?
You not remember that, nah?
Yeah. No, we had an event at the club not that long ago. Aye. Embarrassing.
How?
Just the whole, it was when I already done me on it. They said with the strip and that. Remember, obviously, we had tracksuits to the away game, and it was always if you went back to the club, people would want your top or your tie or whatever, but because we're tracksuits, I had my strip underneath, right? So obviously, you're in the nightclub, Tiger, VIP section, all cordoned off and that. People are like, can I get your jacket? So, give you that, can I get your trousers? And I'm standing with a kit on, do you know what I mean? Right. Absolute belter. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. But
Were you the only one that had the...
yeah. So bad. So
That's
bad.
unreal, man.
So cringy though. Oh my God.
Boots!
No. I had my trackie on because bit of them.
Like that in Tiger.
Oh,
I can't remember who we were talking to. We were talking to a guest not long about that game where, like, was that not just the maddest last 20 minutes when Hibs knew that they couldn't concede anymore for their position in the league? Yous obviously know that win.
It was just
passing it about the pitch for the last 20 minutes.
Just you stay there, we stay there.
Can you
Embarrassing.
can you imagine?
I can't remember.
You need to hold on to that win, right? For the league. But say Hibs need to score to win something. How nervous you are in that last 20 minutes. But you know with 20 minutes to go you've won the game.
See, if you were a Hibs player, you would go, I'm going to press you. Rangers are keeping it, you would just...
Was that the one Scott McDonald scored? I was in that. I was in the middle end.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Oh, he's kicked on your Celtic fan. He's in the Motherwell end.
No.
A
lot of Celtic fans done that just to get to the game.
Aye.
No, I swear to God, me, Melissa, Bob McHugh and his dad, we all went, sat in the middle of it, and it was a...
How come you're down about it? Oh, you're not gum shields, innit? So you were there that day?
I was there that day. It was
Kicked that quite,
we left. I'll never forget that when he scored the 2 goals. Never. Horrible feeling leaving that stadium. Horrible.
And did you?
I didn't realise you two were fucking about with the ball.
What age would you have been then?
I must have been playing with Motherwell, so it must have been, don't know, mate, 10, 11, 12.
So you never cheered, obviously, when Motherwell
No,
won?
I can't believe that, mate.
Wow. But do you use it on the pitch? Does somebody say to your Motherwell are 2-1 up?
No, but you knew straight away the fans.
And
It was a massive roar, and it was two. It went quite in quick succession, and then it was McLeish was giving it that. It's over.
see, before the game, if you're being completely honest, did you just expect
Yeah,
the
I
Celtic
remember
would
just
go there?
going, Celtic will always that. It was Celtic's team was a brilliant side at the time,
Yeah.
but they did, so it was magic.
Where were you that day? Were you at Celtic then? You would
I
have
would have been at Celtic, yeah.
What was that?
I remember where I
2004.
was.
2005.
I was meant to work. I remember I was meant to work the game, and there was a reason why I never. Because I'm sure Conroy worked it, and he said it's like the quietest dressing room he'd ever seen after a game.
Was it? It was late goals, wasn't it?
Very
Aye,
Late
two.
goals. Remember he spins and volleys it, didn't he?
He actually should pass one of them,
The second day.
and he actually has a dig and it goes in. Magic.
Was that this season? Bellamy came to Celtic.
Uh-huh.
It was, wasn't it?
I'm sure it was.
Fucking incredible as
Oh,
well,
what a player he was.
Must have been about that.
wasn't he?
He was a proper player.
Did you play against him?
I couldn't get near him.
Would he? Because he'd always drift out to the left, wouldn't
Oh,
he?
he was quick.
Did they give you any big time shouts on that? No.
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 No, but I remember when he scored at Ibrox, I went half injured, I think, as usual. And when he scored, he was slid to the coat one, and he's going, it's over.
See.
Remember that, by the way.
I
Sorry,
remember-
mate.
No.
But he scored. Was it a hat trick he scored? Was it left, right? He scored like the perfect hat trick. Was that against Rangers now?
No.
It was against Dundee. Right?
He was an absolute joke when he came up here, how good he was.
He
wasn't
was. He was
Fucking
fine,
hell,
Big Marvin. It was Marvin Andrews, wasn't it? Was he
Keep believing.
keep believing? What was he like? Funny.
Just a great guy. Well, you know,
Played with
Marvin,
knees, mate.
I know he
Played
never
with
had
knee.
He'd done his cruise yet,
and played.
and I'm no joking. He was like, it was totally bone on bone. You just play through it, mate.
Nah, it's mental that.
Not right in the head. That like, but you just no. God will heal my car.
He tells you stories. Was it Pastor Joe that was getting his motor? Rangers fans was lifting the motor up after the game. Do you remember that?
Aye. No, Marvin tells a story. So he, after the game when we were travelling back on the bus, Marv had to go to his church in Kirkcaldy, I think it was. So the pastor was driving a green motor, driving to the, but all the fans obviously clocked Marvin, and they're all shouting, keep believing, and Marv's like, look, you need to move out the road. Marv, just drive over us, God will save us, and all that. All the boys are all saying, all the way back, and then he just joined us on back at Ibrox. He went all the way to his church
Kirkcaldy, and then
to give thanks, and then came and joined it. Great guy. What a guy.
I played with Big Marv.
Hey,
Brilliant guy.
there was that Clyde.
By the way,
Brilliant guy.
better player than he gets credit for.
No, he was very good.
Was he?
Aye.
Right, in terms of what could play.
Marv can step in and go by people on that because he was quick.
Uh-huh.
So see if he stepped in and went by you, you're never catching him.
Aye, he was
But he was
quick.
never known for like a Bob Malcolm technically passing brilliant, but he can move with the ball.
Do you remember a young Ross McCormick?
What a player.
Was he?
Ross.
I know he was. But what in terms of that good at Rangers?
Mate, no backlift. Like, I didn't think he was going to be as great as he I think he's the all-time champion goal scorer.
Something like that.
I didn't realise he would go to the heights, but he's technically super. What a player, man. No backlift. Really good.
Still a wee creep back in.
I thought he was really quiet, you know. Aye, Ross was quiet.
Still a wee creep.
He's a hero.
What a
for
guy,
it.
man.
Oh, I love him too. He's one of them that he doesn't mind being keen to
I
it.
know.
He's funny the way he comes with a really good one.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He makes me laugh so much, mate. Right, last bit, he scored in a League Cup final against Motherwell as well. Taught us through the goal.
Again, just
Think you go, ain't you?
yeah, it was one of. I just came inside, gave it to Buffalo, and they'll probably have some fancy term for it, but I just took off kind of on that inside channel. He's dinked it and it came over my head, and the keeper rushed out. I don't know why he's rushed out, because if he's not rushing out, I'm not scoring, mate.
Was
That
that
was
5-1 that
no
day?
chance.
David
Fans
Gilbert
getting a ball in
final,
the
aye.
face again, isn't he?
Yeah, that's hitting somebody at the side of the post, definitely.
5-1.
And
David
it was-
Kiriakos scored.
I scored that day at Hampden.
What do you mean? Penalty shoot?
No, half-time challenge.
I remember that, the
I ran
penalty.
for half finished. Rangers v Motherwell the final. I scored 1 out of 2, missed one. I was on the pitch that day.
I actually love watching that.
Brilliant.
That was good. We'd done that a
The
couple of
kids
times at
is good,
Celtic as well.
Aye. Should bring that back.
Who was it? Who else were top players when you were at Rangers? You'd mentioned before that he's one that's probably underrated now.
Somebody said to him recently, he was a top player. Who was it again? Was it Roscoe maybe?
Maybe it was McCormick.
Said he was unbelievable.
Good player. We're good, mate.
No, it was top team back then.
Wee guy for Dundee, scoring in the cup final. Mum there that day?
Mum was there actually. Willie Hill should have sent me money for that. I must have made them a fortune that day. There's nobody putting. I was 50-1.
Ross any time scorer?
50-1 I was.
Aye.
And not putting that on. You're saving that quid, didn't you? Put it on the lottery.
Get a tenner back for the guy. The
guy saying you're getting a tenner. Anything else you want to ask him?
What does the future look like for Maurice?
Oh wow!
No mate, people ask me this all the time. I'm relaxed. I know I'll come back in. I'll be an assistant. I'll be a first team coach. But I'll not just take any job now. I think I've.
Would you like to go to Europe and coach?
Yeah, I would do that.
Some experience, I think.
I would do that.
Surely chance of Fozzie taking you if he gets back in?
Well, me and Matt speak most days, so he's one that deserves a crack at the whip, definitely. I think he was harshly treated at Huddersfield, really do. I think when he got replaced, he was 12th in the form guide. So there's something that doesn't add up that for me. I think that was a bit naughty that they've done that to a young coach. A very good coach, by the way.
Yeah, fair.
As well, very good. So, but no, if Mark got something, it would certainly be a discussion that we would have.
He wouldn't mind me saying he's went for a few jobs here and he's not even got an interview. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
A few people have said that though, that the hardest thing is actually getting in front of them. I mean, going in for jobs is easy, but it's getting somebody to give you the opportunity
to present
blow them away face to face, basically.
If Motherwell's get 50 applicants in, it's very difficult, isn't it?
But you mate, any job comes up, there's 80. I mean, it's hard, it's tough. This is why, again, me making that kind of decision to just be a coach is you're more accessible.
Aye.
So, do you think the standard of coaching in Scotland's good? Of young Scottish coaches, do you think there's a lot of good young Scottish coaches out there?
There are some, yeah. It's getting better, I think. I definitely do. But just getting your licences doesn't make you a good coach.
No.
It doesn't. But I had this discussion with Kenny Miller, and I think you've got to get your hours. Whether that be coaching 8-year-olds at academies or whatever, you need your hours, man. You can't just rock up and be a coach. It's a totally different skill set to being a player. And that's another thing that I think the average fan and clubs do get caught up with is, oh, he was a great player, putting him in as a coach. But no, it's a totally different thing.
100%.
Totally. So, no, I think there's good coaches out there, definitely. But some of them are out of the game because it's so hard, so cutthroat. So it is.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
More Ross.
Superb, mate.
Top man.